welcome to our review show of Talisman Transmissions for June 8th. And tonight we do have Karen back, even though she's not in her fake living room at the current moment.
I'm invisible. Hi, everybody.
But welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. For those of you who don't know, is our review show. So we don't go quite as deep today, but we'll be reviewing the episode. And make sure that if you're not a member of our Discord, that you join it. I put the link in the chat because we have our schedules and everything there, as well as live streams and interviews. And then tomorrow, because I haven't been home, it's been a long day. But anyway, tomorrow the interview with Scott McCord and Robert Joy will be up. I also next week will be speaking with Pega. If you want to put questions in the submit talent questions of our Discord, it is another short interview, but it's still an interview.
Jamie.
Yes.
For people who don't know, your interview with Scott McCord and Robert Joy, who play Victor and Henry.
Yes, I think on our From show they probably know that, but yes.
Not every, you never know. And you're interviewing the actress who plays Fatima, right?
Yep. And I have to get a day, but Jamie McGuire, who plays Smiley, will be on sometime probably this week. I got some emails to take care of, but yeah, that'll be coming up too. So everybody stay tuned to make sure you join our Discord, and please make sure you like the video, subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision, hype some stuff if you can. Probably Elizabeth Saunders interview would be the best if it's available to hype. But yeah, we love all that. Yeah, so welcome back, Karen.
Thanks. It's good to be back. I was gone like 2.5 weeks, and I only missed one episode, so that was great. Not much catching up.
Yep. You didn't miss too much from. Let's see who is here. Hi, Steph, Kimberly, West of Westeros, Kelly.
Yes. Hello, chat gang.
Hello, chat gang. Yes. Well, I know last night you guys already heard a lot of what I thought about the episode. What did you guys think?
Karen, you want to go first since you haven't been here to talk?
Sure, but I actually was in the watch party. Watched it twice in the watch party on Saturday at midnight when it came out, and then I watched it again today. So I've got 3 watches under my belt. I'm still giving it an 8. It was a good episode. And a lot of stuff happened, and I guess we're inching closer to bigger answers, and I guess we got some sort of like midway signpost answers. Like we're getting there, but we're not going to give anything huge because we have another whole season to go after this, right? So as anxious as we all are, I thought it was the right amount of progress. I liked it a lot.
Good. Let me just ask you, since you weren't here last week, did you like last week's episode? Because that was really kind of divided, I feel like.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched the 2 episodes. So I watched last week's episode right before the watch party with you, right? I watched those episodes kind of back to back. One thing that's really interesting was, I'm trying to remember things that could be divisive. I think it's kind of...
A lot of people were bored by the Donna stuff, which I don't think.
Really? Donna's a beloved character. I think placing her life in jeopardy was kind of interesting. And I think I asked last night, or the other night, do we think that's a honest to God medical heart attack or a town-induced heart attack? And I think most people came down on honest to God medical emergency. I didn't think it was boring. I think, to see Donna in danger like that is kind of, I don't know. If you think she has plot armor, then it's boring. If you truly believe that she or anyone could die, then it's kind of nerve-wracking, right?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I just was curious because we hadn't really heard from you since you weren't here.
Oh, I didn't find it boring. Is it a highlight of the year? No. And it made me think a bit about, people have been predicting that she might die, I think based on things that you've seen in the trailer, which I don't watch, right? So Donna, if you guys
have had some conversation with Ethan too.
Oh yeah. But I guess maybe if you've been expecting it. I've been expecting it because people keep talking about it, thinking she's going to die. No, it didn't bore me.
Okay, cool. I just was curious.
It wasn't like rip roaring exciting, but it wasn't boring.
But this episode you liked a lot more. So
I liked it. Well, yeah, I liked it. I find Sophia kind of boring, and I know that's a controversial statement, but like, when is she going to do something besides act creepy? And this week she did stuff. Last week and this week she did stuff.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I say that every week too. Like, Sophia she's a lurker, and I find her very boring. But I was happy this week. I actually said while watching the episode, I was like, finally, she's actually physically doing something. Like, she's creating something.
Yeah.
And you know what the best part was? I was telling Damon when she was doing her little incantation whispering, I was like, she's just making that shit up. There's nothing in the script. I was like, we found that out during the interview.
Yes, I mean, and that interview with Julia Doyle will be up in at least the first part in the next couple of days.
Julia, you don't have her interview up yet?
It's like a lot to edit. It's a 30-minute interview to edit. It's not 2 seconds.
I think we'll talk about her a little bit more in this episode. I'll hold some thoughts. Hello, I'm here. I'll hold some thoughts that I have on her for later. You might have talked about this last week, that I think it's interesting that Sophia is doing, like, she seems to be doing magic, like doing spells, and they're physical spells that require her to use a prop or say an incantation or lay hands on somebody or something like that, which is kind of not what I maybe expected from this show. Yeah. Thought it was more sort of like generalized evil kind of magic.
Yeah, I was surprised about that, but I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind it at all.
It's just no, it doesn't really. It's just not what I expected. I don't know what I expected. Like, I know better than to expect something, but whatever. Anyway, AJ, how did you like it?
I liked it. I thought, I was nervous for Kenny.
Yeah.
I thought Kenny might actually bite it.
I did too.
And it was, I had all the typical setup for it too. Like before when they're in the police station and Kenny's like, "I'm gonna be fine. I'll be back. Don't worry about it." I'm like, "Oh, this might not end well." And then he's on top of the bus, and I was like, "Oh crap."
I got the sense in the watch party that a lot of people were nervous that he could actually die.
Yeah, it was done really well.
I think there was like no way out, it felt like, as part of why. I mean, we didn't know what was going to happen, obviously, with Adam. But if not, they wouldn't have. I'm going to bring up anything for freedom says Sophia shouldn't be trying to look creepy when things are going down. It feels fake. She should try to blend in. I feel like she does a lot of times look innocent, though. I feel like maybe she's more creepy to us because we know what's going on.
Right. I don't think Axe looks creepy when she's with other people. It's when nobody sees her.
Right. Oh yeah, when nobody sees her, she's got the creep factor on. Yeah, just me thinks Kenny's still gonna bite the dust. I guess we'll find out. I mean, he did close, because we had this conversation. He did close the roof door on the bus. So unless it's from something completely different, I think he's okay. But maybe something else, who knows? I really liked it. I think it deserves at least an 8. This is like probably my favorite one of the season. I did like the first one of the season just because I liked the Sophia reveal, but since MGM kind of ruined the reveal for a lot of people, I know maybe they didn't like it as much, but this one, I don't know. This one had so much going on. I really liked this episode a lot. So, yeah, a lot going down. So, I mean, we start out with more about this door. I'm more concerned with the fact somebody bricked over the door than the fact that there's a door. Like, it worries me why it was closed in the first place, and that maybe they ought to leave it the hell alone.
Well, I mean, they all kind of ask that. They're all like, why was it bricked,
Yeah. Yet they're still trying to open it. So.
Well, yeah, because of, Jade's premonition. At this point, they're like, we got to try something.
I mean, Jamie, I could see why somebody in the past 40 some odd years thought it was a good idea to brick up the entrance to the tunnels that's right underneath your house. Like, that's,
I mean, honestly,
other entrances under the other buildings, though, like the church has one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't
this
know.
whole, I don't know, maybe. Well, I mean, you got to remember they also didn't have. I mean, this is Colony House, where there's a lot of people, so they didn't have the talismans before Boyd found them. So maybe they were thinking, all right, we got to board this up. Who cares about the church, because nobody's staying in the church during the night.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they didn't have enough. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I question why, but it seems to be pretty important to Jade's vision. So I assume at some point we might find out. But I mean, it's possible they also sealed it from the other side, because it's not just bricked; it's sealed, which makes me wonder, like, is it sealed from the other
So-
side?
mean
What
it's
exactly
not-
does sealed mean? I don't know what sealed.
What do you mean it's not just bricked? It's sealed. I think
The door
that
They can't open it.
They say it's sealed, we can't open it. So I'm just like, what does that mean? Does that mean it's nailed shut? Because if it was just nailed shut, they would have like unnailed it, right? So it makes me think it could be from the other side.
You think it's like magically sealed?
No, I just meant physically they probably sealed it somehow. I just don't. It seems to me like if it was on their side, wouldn't they be able to tell how it was sealed? That's my main question, because they say it doesn't open, it's sealed, and then they're like, well, let's just forget about it and put the towel. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing. I just wonder, like, if it could be the other side.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, that's what anything for freedom says. Maybe it's locked from the other side, and that's why I wonder. But if it is locked on the other side, then why would they have necessarily had a reason to brick it over? So I don't know. I really don't have an answer.
I wouldn't overthink it at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thinking it's too much.
Not everything is the key to the show, right? This could be. I'm willing to let it drop for now.
Oh, you don't even want to hear the car conversation we had yesterday.
Probably not.
We got everybody we had big disagreements about that. Sorry. We'll talk about it later.
All right. Well, let's jump into this review.
Yep. Sounds good. Well, yes, the door, we're talking about the door. And look, I'm glad that they did put a talisman on it. I'm not sure whether they need it or not, but I guess if they have extra, better safe than sorry, right?
I gotta say that I love these writers sometimes, because sometimes I feel like they might overlook obvious things. Putting a talisman on that door was one of those obvious things I didn't think they were going to do. So I was actually pleased to see them put a talisman on the door.
Yeah. I thought this episode had a lot of people thinking things through, and you know, like that's a smart move they make here with the talisman.
Right.
Boyd is really thinking things. We're going to see how Boyd really is being careful and like trying to check every box and think things through in this episode. Like finally, maybe not finally.
And they talked to the whole town. They told the whole town.
I know.
It never happens.
Yeah, we haven't had a town meeting in like a whole season at least, right?
Since Dale got treed, pulled, whatever you want to call it.
I think the only secret left is Julie's.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't know they're sharing information with the man in yellow. Right?
Very true. Very true. The only thing that I do wonder, and this is just me kind of, not that it matters, but I just wonder, like, if they even need a talisman, though, because if there are other doors in other basements, they didn't do it. And like, I don't think they're talismaning back doors and stuff to houses. I assume as long as it's like,
I think they are.
Okay. Do you think all the doors have it? Because see, I was never under the impression they're
Listen, again, you know what? I don't know the rules to it, but like Jade said, just in case.
Yeah, no, I'm just bringing it up because it makes me wonder.
We don't know the rules to it, and the characters don't know the rules to it.
True. Very true. But yeah, at least they're doing something. I agree. And then we have Boyd, Boyd's the one that tells Henry. He wants to tell Henry and Victor what's going on before they tell the rest of the town, which I think was nice and I appreciate. But at the same time, clearly Henry wasn't ready to hear it. But I mean, I agree with like Kenny's like, should we not? And then Boyd's like, well, I don't have a choice, which I do think if he's going to tell everybody else, he kind of has to do something, right? Like he can't not tell them first, I guess. So
I mean, I agree with you there. It is like, you know, it is a
there he is.
It's a kind move and a smart move and a respectful move to tell them both first. But you know, Henry Henry is now, he has been on the road to being the town drunk for a while. He's actually drunk while they say this to him, and he's also becoming more and more kind of like belligerent and negative, right? Like he's not drunk or sober, he's not on a good trajectory.
Yeah.
My only question
feel that
is,
way?
well, here's the thing: how much of it is him being it brings into question because he drank the blood last week. How much of it is just him being drunk and not wanting to accept it? Because I mean, this is a pretty disturbing thing for somebody to tell you, hey, this woman that you met who magically showed up at your house, who brought you to this town, is your dead ex-wife or your dead wife. You know what I mean? So I can get it. But at the same time, I find myself the whole time going, how much is him being intoxicated and how much is something to do with Sophia dosing his drink?
Yeah.
And I just want to I got to take a quick second out here. Hey, we get Fletch for one more week. He liked the episode, so he'll be back one more time at least.
Yes, I'm glad that you did. I told you had to give it a chance. You had to wait. Yeah.
It's so funny actually because there was something I was going to bring up in a minute, and if he wasn't here, I was going to be like, "What the fuck? Where's Fletch? I got something I want to point out." But he's here now, so I can point it out when it comes up.
Yeah. So yeah, he tells them first. Let's talk about that. We'll get some of these things in the chat about telling everybody once we get to it. But let's first talk about Henry and Victor. So yeah, Victor acts a lot more mature than his father does, which I think is interesting. That's kind of the reverse. And then we have this really unnecessary thing here with.
I kind of get Henry's reaction a little bit.
Oh, I do too. I just think it's interesting that his son is the one that's acting like, more, like I said, more mature. Not that it's bad the way he's acting, or he shouldn't be.
I don't think it's a question of maturity. But I do think that Victor has a lot more exposure to the town and the realm of possibility in this town, and maybe less thrown for a loop by it, and is also not drunk.
Right. Okay, so telling people things. We also have Tabitha here telling Julie and Ethan about the reincarnation. I don't know. I mean, do you think they should have told them? I guess if the whole town knows, they kind of have to tell them too. But clearly Julie is not believing what she's been told.
Well, it's because Julie's on she's a negative Nancy right now because she hasn't saved her daddy yet. Things aren't going the way she thinks they're supposed to go with the story walking. She thought she had it all figured out, and she doesn't. So now she's like, you know what? Screw it. It's all bullshit. It's all just to fuck with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with Fletcher in this scene. Like, oh, Julie, you believe that story walking is possible, but not reincarnation. Like, that seems to be, I guess, AJ, if I can riff on your point, maybe Julie's a little bit like, if my thing doesn't work, then nobody's thing works. It's all lies. I don't know. I think if you can believe you're a story walker, from Fletcher says, story walker Julie was pissed that Randall didn't believe her, now acting like she doesn't believe Tabby. Come on, Julie.
Yeah.
I will cut her 2% of slack because she's a teenager, but
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's just in a bad place right now. And I wish that she didn't get, like, it feels like she gave up. And as we talked a lot about yesterday, I think the annoying part is, as much as everybody's talking about things, nobody's adding about the man in yellow, because I feel like if Julie talked to other people and knew that they about the man in yellow, that there's other shit going on, then maybe she'd believe in the story walking again. And she walks away 5 seconds before Victor comes and tells them about about doing something to do with the man in yellow. If she had just stood there and not left, it would have helped. And yes, just me, that is very true. They shouldn't doubt anything. If you live in a place with monsters, why are you doubting it, right?
But that's kind of to Julie's point, though. It's like, you don't know what to think is real, what to think is going to get you home, what is as she sits there not telling about her story walking, but because she's like, it doesn't mean anything. So
Yeah.
And she's
Hey,
17, 16.
Gabby, welcome. Julie just needs her weed. She's not herself without the weed. It's like Snickers. That's funny. Yeah, it is kind of like the Snickers commercial. All right.
All right. So
then we have Boyd telling Victor and Henry here. And
oh my God, Victor's wearing yellow. He must be the man in yellow.
Be nice. Victor's not wearing yellow.
Boyd.
Yellow.
He meant Boyd. Boyd's wearing
Boyd.
No, Boyd's not wearing. No, Boyd's not wearing. Victor's wearing.
Oh, Victor does wear yellow in this episode.
Victor. Maybe it's not this shirt, but Victor definitely wears yellow in this episode.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, there goes Fletch's theory. Victor's wearing yellow now.
Yeah, everybody. I'm over the color stuff. But yeah. But anyway, my point is that Victor. Yeah, I shouldn't have said more adult. I just mean I find it interesting that he's the one that's staying calm when his father's the one that's not. But at least he still, even though he's scared, he does have the forethought to say, regardless of that, you need to find out about the man in yellow. He tells Boyd, we need to find out more about him because, if he's back again, it could be happening all over again, which is kind of obviously the crux of what's going on. So I think it's good that he's at least willing to push himself, because obviously before he didn't want to, and Boyd wasn't going to force him, which I appreciated. But yeah, Victor is trying and going on his own. Victor didn't seem surprised. Did Miranda also find out she was someone else and Victor was there with her in 1978? I don't know. What do you guys think? I think Victor that's the way Victor reacts sometimes, because he's kind of.
I mean, I won't say it definitely didn't happen, but I think you're right. I think it's just Victor is more accepting of the strangeness after 40 years. We'll just call it 40 years.
I also think that Victor has been suppressing his fear and his emotions for 30 or 40 for so long that he can't show them, can't process them, can't handle them. Like, his survival tactic has been complete, like, denial, suppression, dissociation, completely shut down. Yes, Jamie, right? And I think maybe that's part of what's going on here also. I don't know. We'd have to ask Scott McCord exactly what's happening, but that's what I think is going on, that he's just so suppressed.
Yeah, he's I guess doing as well as you could expect, right? Because he's
and there's also a part where, I mean, he's not going to come out and say it, but he also might actually believe it because he's been pretty close to Tabby since she came to town. She's been very understanding with him, very helpful with him,
sort of a mother.
And he trusts her. So I think I think that might have something to do with it too.
That's a good point. All right. Well, we have the whole town finally talking, which everybody has been waiting for so long. I was so glad they are talking. Although the Demon Nat here says talking to the whole town's a huge mistake. It should have been with the leadership group. Ignore the NPCs. You never know how people react to this news. What do you think about that? Because I partially agree. Like, I feel like maybe telling everybody was a bad idea. But then I thought about it and I'm like, well, just don't tell the new people. But the truth is, even like, the Matthews are new because it hasn't had that much time passing.
It's been about a month. It's been about a month since Matthews got there.
Right. So if you ignored the new people, you'd have to ignore basically like the Matthews, everybody from the bus.
Depends on your perception of new.
Right. But that's my point. Like, they kind of really can't. But I don't know. Telling everybody could definitely be a mistake.
Not coming after you specifically, Demonette, but I love it because everybody, all of us, are like, talk to people. They talk to everybody. Now people are like, damn it, why do they talk to everybody?
I'm inclined to everybody but Sophia. Kick her out of the room.
I'm inclined.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
I'm inclined to agree here that there's a leadership group, and like Boyd has made a lot of noise for the whole show that Donna is his partner, and they're in this together. They're the co-leaders, and he tells the whole town without asking Donna first. I mean, I knew she'd say no, don't do it, but he
So
doesn't.
that's why he didn't ask her.
He doesn't ask her first. He doesn't. And then, later in this episode, Christy gets mad at him for not telling her first. There is a leadership group of people that maybe he should have told them first so they would know when it's then time. Then they tell the whole town. So there are some people who are like prepared to deal with their reactions and stuff, right?
Other than Christy, who didn't know from the group? Everybody else knew.
I mean, I guess Jade and Tabby knew. Donna knew. Boyd knew. Ellis maybe knew.
Ellis knew. Fatima knew. Kenny knew.
Okay. All right. Fair, AJ.
Yeah.
Fair.
Literally, Christy was literally the only one from the core group that did not know.
Yeah. He became. She became the not core group recently. I feel like. Boyd never shares info with newcomers. Now Victor told him a newcomer in yellow came and killed everyone. So what does Boyd do? Tell everything to newcomer Sophia. You're not wrong, Fletch. Yeah. It's just, I don't know how they could have done it though and told. Yeah, I mean, unless they like just told Christy, but I do think that like overall, I'm glad they're talking, right? I just wish they would have talked about everything, not just.
Well, they got disrupted with Henry. Henry kind of broke up the meeting.
That's true. Let's see. What else do we have here? Okay, that's about later. That's about. Okay, this was about the door. This was about the door we skipped by accident. Hopefully it's sealed so they can flood the basement. Voila, the Lake of Tears. Interesting thought.
All right, hold on. Now I got one here.
Oh.
That's not what I wanted. Hold on.
I beat you. Hang on. We are trusting a dude that was on a shroom trip. I can understand the doubt part, but honestly, who's going to be the next Dale and go find a way to open the basement and cause more problems? Yeah. Go, AJ. Yeah. Sorry.
You didn't beat me. You went. I beat you, which is why yours went over mine. No big deal. I was just going to comment on Fletch saying the writing in this episode was dumb with Boyd. I don't know if you've noticed, Boyd is uneven. It's not dumb writing. It's that Boyd changes his philosophy from episode to episode.
Yeah. Now, Just Me commented earlier. I did put a star in Just Me's comment to mention later, but Just Me did not like this episode, right? And rated it a 4, I think, right? That was Just Me. Jade just found out the town kills him when everyone finds out, and then he's part of killing everyone. That is a valid question, right? Like on his shroom trip, he learned that when everyone finds out, they're going to turn, and that's when he gets killed.
Yeah, so maybe not so smart on his part, right?
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Anything for freedom thinks it's going to be Henry if anybody kills Jade.
Maybe he's pretty
angry. Yeah, so, that could make sense. Right.
So Bhakta gets a few lines. Go ahead.
If I was just going to say, if you guys want to know who's going to kill Jade, you should go watch Fletch's video. He has it. Him and Dieter, they have it all figured out. We don't have to watch the show anymore. Oh. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. It's a solid theory, and I really hope it's not right because I'll never hear the end of it.
Well, I'm not going to watch it because if it's right, then I'll be sort of like spoiled.
Yeah, but it's a theory. It's a theory. It's a solid theory though. It's actually well thought out. Not like our chats here.
All right. If you want to post to that, Fletch, go ahead so people can watch it.
Yeah, everybody check out Dieter and Fletch's channel for their theory. And yes, Just Me was the one that disliked it and gave it a 4. Most people did like this episode. I actually was really surprised, but to each their own, I guess.
Yeah.
All
right. So let's keep moving along here.
Yeah. West of Westeros gave it an 8.5. I think that's more what I give it, like an 8 or a little bit over an 8. All right. Yes.
All right.
We already talked about that. I'm just unstoring that one because we talked about that. And that stuff about Victor's later. Okay. Gabby says, when Boyd was telling the plan to Sophia, I was like, oh, why? Even if she was a man in yellow, she's a teen.
That's later in the episode when he tells her.
Okay, that does mean later. I didn't realize that later. Sorry.
They need to write all their facts down at the end of every day so the leaders can read them out loud.
Yeah, like the minutes of the last meeting.
Anything for freedom should be the town secretary, the town administrator.
Minutes that I personally wouldn't tell them, don't want to put ideas in their head, and the plan is avoid getting killed this time. Yeah, I kind of worry. There's a couple things that's going on here in this, I feel like, is that he's telling them, the other part of him telling them that they have to, whatever with the children's bones, that's the way home. The other thing he says that I think is really important is he says that he thinks that they're scared of them, which I don't think Sophia looks very scared. But I worry saying that, like, could it make people too reckless because they think, oh, well, we're doing the right thing. Like, I think it could backfire in that way too. But he does explain that you mentioned the shroom chirp earlier. He does explain that the reason why they believe Jade is because A, of the door, which he wouldn't have known about, and B, because that's why Jim was killed, with the whole knowledge comes at a cost, because they found that knowledge out. And again, that I think could have the opposite effect. Like, that could also scare people into not wanting to try anything. So I feel like it could go either way.
Yeah.
Oh, Fletcher, I didn't realize you couldn't, Fletch. Dieter's not here yet.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know how to copy the link without going and finding the link.
I'm working on it.
He's working on
OJ's working on it. We'll put the link in the chat. Although I think people can probably find it, but we'll put it in the chat for you.
All right. Anyway, let's keep this moving.
Yes. All right.
This is a review, not a deep.
But we still need to talk. Okay. I lost track of what I was saying. Okay. So then there's this part with Henry where when Jade's he's still upset. He's really pissed, right? That they told everybody. He's like, it's a lie, don't believe this. Which a lot of that obviously is because he's hurt. And he doesn't want other people, I guess, thinking that as well. But yeah, he tells Jade that you might be thinking you're helping people and smart enough to get everyone home, but the only thing you're going to do is cause pain. You can't save dead things, no matter how smart you think you are. So he's saying that, releasing the children's spirits or whatever won't do anything, which I actually find interesting, because that was Miranda's kind of, the bones thing wasn't, but helping the children was Miranda's thing. And that's why, Jade's like, we're trying to finish what she wanted to do. So I don't know. What do you think about him being so, do you think it's just because he's upset that he's so like, this ain't going to work, this isn't going to work?
I think he has a point. Like, you can't save dead things no matter how smart you think you are. And I kind of like there's a couple people in this episode that are like, oh my God, you think you're so smart and you never shut up about it, right? Jade is very confident. I was struck by Henry's language is kind of specific here. He keeps saying it's a lie and you're a liar. And like, there's a difference between being a liar and just being wrong, right? Like, he's not saying you're wrong, you're mistaken. He's saying you're lying. As though, to me, like, a liar implies you're wrong, but you're saying this anyway.
I got it.
And so I don't know if I'm reading too much into that line of dialogue, but, he's not saying you're wrong. He's saying it's not true, but he is saying you're lying. But I do think I do think it could be a bit of
oh, wow.
When he says the only thing you're going to do is cause pain, I think he might be right. It's not going to work because it's not the final season yet. But I think he might be right, and I'm not sure if he has any real insight or he's just very pessimistic at this point. I don't know. AJ, Jamie, thoughts?
Yeah, I think he's just lying because he's upset and he doesn't want to believe it. Like, I don't think he really thinks anybody's purposely trying to hurt him or anybody else,
And yet he's using a word that implies that. He's not saying you're wrong.
Yes. No, he's definitely saying that. I'm just saying I think it's more that he's hurt and can't accept it right now, more than anything.
Yeah.
What do you think, AJ? Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's just him being drunk doesn't help.
No, it does not help. It does not help. Wait, there was something about this in the.
Oh, God damn it!
What he says is you can't save dead things, right?
I know, but there was somebody who said something about that. I was looking and I lost where it is. Oh, here. Demon. Whoop. Okay. Demon Hat said, I do think they should take Henry's warning. Death is permanent and can't revive it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, this could not work at all, right? I mean, we have a whole season left. So.
I mean, Henry knows more than you all think. I mean, I kind of agree, Petty. Like, Henry knows more. He knows more than we all think. Henry maybe knows more than Henry thinks. Like, when Henry says all you'll do is cause pain, like,
he lost his family.
No, but like, does he have a sense of what is going on, right? Like, I'm not saying I think has he been through the cycle? I mean, I don't really think he's reincarnated and brought there, but I don't know. Like, Henry knows more than you think. I think Henry knows more, but not like, it's not like he knows stuff that, I don't think he's like hiding stuff from people, that he knows stuff and he's hiding it, but I think he knows more than even he thinks he knows, right?
Yeah. I like Fletcher brought up a point. He lost his wife because of the Save the Children and his kids. Because they never, I mean, that's why they came to the town, right? That's right. People keep saying they were on the way to school. Weren't they on the way to the town because she was trying to find out from what she saw?
No, I thought he was on his way to school because he had a lunchbox. I said that because he had his lunchbox. I thought maybe they were on the way to school.
Yeah.
No, they were on a trip. They were on a trip. No, they were going somewhere.
I thought
they weren't on the way to school. They were. Victor tells the story, and I forget where they were headed now, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, it is though in a way like he lost her. I mean, like I get that he feels like that, and I can understand that he feels like that, because he did lose them all. Right. If death is permanent, how did Roger return?
I mean, I'd argue Roger didn't return as Roger. He was like a zombie. Not.
Right. Yeah, I think he was reanimated.
All right. So anyway.
Yeah. But yes, Jade and Tabitha do keep coming back. That's for sure. If no one else. Okay. Okay. Now you're pasting it again. The one that I gave that was the shortcut worked because I tested it. Jen gave it to me.
Oh, I didn't see you do it.
Yes. That's why I said you got it twice now because I assumed you did it. Yeah.
No, I did it, but I did it wrong.
Okay.
When I typed something in wrong.
Alcoholics one I posted will get you guys the link, and it will work. Yeah. So like I said, I'm still happy that as much as I don't know that it was the best idea to tell everybody, I'm glad they talked. We've been complaining about that from the beginning. And so, yeah. I was really happy with this, and I was hoping everybody would be really happy with this. So it definitely, it worked for me.
Yeah, it worked for me. It was time, and Boyd is not only talking, he wasn't, in this episode, Boyd is not just talking at the people in a town meeting, but Boyd goes on throughout this episode to say, we got to talk to everyone. We need intel. Ask so-and-so about the monsters. Ask so-and-so about the tunnels. Ask this, ask that. Like, he's finally pursuing two-way communication and individual communication.
Yeah, I do. Yes, you're right. And I think that's really smart that he's kind of like, we have to get all the information we can before we do anything. So as I said last night, they're kind of planning the plan, but they need to. I mean, it's a pre-plan, but yeah. I think they're being very smart, which usually they're not. So like, I appreciate that. Right. So
Jade's wearing yellow shirt. He's going to be the man in yellow.
That is a white shirt. It is yellow lighting. Right. We also have this discussion. White shirt, yellow lighting.
All right. I was joking. I didn't really think
I know you were. I'm just saying it's not yellow. Just saying.
All right.
So we have this stuff with Julie and her mother.
Julie and her wig.
Yeah, and her really bad wig. Yeah. Look, I like this scene because I think it was a good scene and the stuff was good, but I don't know, like it didn't really. I don't know that it added anything to the story. Like I said, I was just upset that like she didn't hang around for like 2 more minutes to hear Victor say, "We need to find out scary stuff about the man in yellow," or whatever it was he said. Because I'm pretty sure he outright mentioned the man. I forget exactly what he said, but I think he outright mentioned the man.
Julie has somehow not been present for conversations about the man in yellow that we have seen, because you think Julie would be like, "Holy crap, the man in yellow! I saw him kill Dad!" Right? Like Julie has somehow not been present for any of these conversations.
Yeah, we'll get that moment eventually. Just not yet.
She needs to be outside smoking weed so she cannot be in the town meeting.
Yeah, right? That's the part I want them to talk about, just because, like I said, I think that she's not telling people because right now she's kind of like, Randall doesn't believe it. Is it real? But if somebody else says, "Oh yeah, I know I've seen stuff about a man Neil," then you'd be like, "Wait, we both saw it," so, but that might not happen for a while for that reason.
That's the thing though. She's questioning her own thing right now. Her way was she's going to save her dad. She's going to find a way to get everybody home. Her own thing isn't working. So screw everything. I'm 16.
Yeah. She does smoke. Fletch is white though. She does smoke the weed too to get rid of the noise.
Yeah. Screaming.
Okay. Why? I'm sorry. Is this some sort of like, this chat is always like schooling Karen, like whatever. I get it.
For a week. I like this though. Maze. Julie keeps getting caught in the same spot. He's not wrong. She keeps smoking in the same damn spot.
Smoke somewhere else.
Right outside
the window. Now mom caught her.
I mean, right outside the window, right? I remember when I was like 15, I would smoke a cigarette out the bathroom window and I thought nobody could smell it, right?
Wait, I got to put up anything for freedom. They gave Julie that weed because she's a pod. That's great. I like that.
So this scene, Julie's outside smoking weed and Tabby comes outside and is like, "What are you doing?" "Nothing, Mom. I can smell it from the inside," right? I can smell it inside the house.
Legal.
Oh, sorry. Did you hear that? That's very loud.
Yes, I heard that one. It's kind of hard not to.
It's like a motorcycle outside my window.
Yeah, it must be right out the window.
All right.
Are you guys losing the video?
Are you going to talk more about this scene, or is this all you have of it?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, there is the best line of the scene when she walks away and she says, "Where are you going?" "Somewhere Ethan won't see." "See what, Mom?"
Yeah, no, that was cute.
So in the watch party, the anti-Tabby crowd was piling on a lot that she was out of line here. I was more on the GABA line of like, smoking in front of your mama is so crazy. There's been some discussion. I mean, I feel like sometimes Tabitha can't do anything right. There's a very large anti-Tabitha contingent in the fandom, right? And some people were like, "Oh, why is she getting on Julie for smoking weed? What's the big deal? Why is she? This is not what to focus on." I personally think that not wanting Julie, smoking weed around her younger brother is a perfectly common reaction among parents. And not wanting your underage kid smoking weed is not that out of line in terms of parenthood, right? I mean, I'm not a parent. I don't know at what age I would decide it was okay for my kid to smoke weed around the house. But I didn't think it was such an egregious thing that she did here.
Yeah. I get at the same time what Fletcher's saying, like, that's not, there's more things to worry about, I guess is the idea. But
okay,
yeah, I totally agree with you, Karen.
Yeah, she focuses on the mystery and not watching her children and disciplining her children. Everybody piles on her. And when she keeps her child, people pile on her, right? Like, she can't.
No, yeah. You're right. You're right. Tabby can't do anything.
I completely
agree with you, Karen. I agree.
I agree too. Because I think people just like to bitch about Tabby because I've been with it on you for weeks that I don't see anything wrong with the shit Tabby's doing. She's damned if she does, and she's damned if she doesn't with the majority of the Fromaholic community. I don't understand why the hate on Tabby at all because here she's parenting. Oh, why doesn't she leave her alone?
No, here she's parenting. I agree.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like here she's.
I don't agree with, but this I do.
I'm saying she's parenting, and everybody all over the internet is like, why doesn't she just leave her alone? Why is she getting like?
Look,
These same people are the people that are bitching that she's a bad mother.
Is she my favorite character? No. Is she like? Do I think she's a horrible, neglectful parent? Like, no. And are there people who are more useless and annoying in this town? Yes, I think so. But anyway, I didn't mind this scene. I think also some people felt this was a pointless scene that didn't have to happen. But I think just because no monsters appear or are discussed doesn't really mean that it's a pointless. I mean, it was Tabby trying to like, keep some normalcy in her family. And also it's Julie acting out is really what this is about, right? Julie's like pissed that her plan didn't work, so now all plans are stupid.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. But this is where Victor,
I think that I was just going to say, I think the problem with a lot of people is the show means nothing without character development. It is, was there an action scene? No, it was a character development scene. There's a lot of character development scenes that people tend to complain are boring. Without the character development, then you don't care about the characters, you don't care who dies, and the show has no purpose. If you don't have good characters, the show, you could have the greatest story in the world. Without characters you care about, doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. Maze adds a good point. I think the show's trying to show everyone clinging to a sense of normalcy in this place of horror. So every character actor is facing that challenge differently. Tabby is almost the only parent. Yeah.
Tabby and Henry are the only two parents. And Boyd is a parent.
Boyd. But to be fair, Boyd and Henry both have adult children. I mean, Victor maybe hasn't developed like he should have, but I mean, they're still adult children, so it's a little bit different too, from having like Ethan or whatever. MGM's right. Parent your kid. Wait, not like that. That is what we sound like. It is kind of what we sound like. I get it. But yeah, Victor, I do really like this part with Victor though. Like, it's clear that Victor has felt closer to Tabby. And yes, he's heard now that she's kind of like his mother or whatever. But I either way, I like this. He's like, I got to go do something scary. Will you come with me? Yeah. I like that he asked her for help.
That's the VIY right there.
Am I the person who was really distracted by Rick having by Victor's haircut being almost like Rick Ocasek in the Cars?
Wait, what? I don't know about that.
I did make a comment about Victor needing a hairbrush, but I didn't go that far with it.
Yeah. I was gonna say I thought it was funny. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. If it's going to take too long, I won't. Harold Perno, because Harold Perno wrote, "What kind of invite is that? I need to do something scary. Will you come with me?" And what I said, and this is during the live tweet, and I said it because I thought it was funny. He laughed after I said it. At least he's not just asking Ethan to go with him, right? Like that is what normally Victor would do. So I appreciate he's like at least trying to get some adult supervision there. But yeah, I don't know. I like that he feels comfortable around her.
I mean, he's asking for help, right? He's afraid and he's asking for help. And Tabby is the person that he feels safe with, has been for a long time.
Yes. Now, I'm pretty sure, isn't this where Ethan says, is he my brother now?
Yes.
There have been many comments. Yeah. Why did you ask if Henry is your new daddy?
Or Jade. Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's a point.
It's a valid question.
It is.
Not how that works, but
I have always liked Victor and Ethan's dynamic, particularly in the way sometimes Ethan is like the older brother, right? Like Ethan, like Henry's development was stunted at Henry. Victor's development was stunted at around the age that Ethan is now, I think. Mm-hmm. And Ethan is a little bit like growing past him emotionally and mentally and developmentally.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on.
It does.
It does look like you got highlights.
It does. It does.
Ethan lost one father and one two stepdads.
Yep.
That is,
Ethan got the better deal there because Jim was annoying. I didn't want to see Jim die, but Jim was fucking annoying.
yeah, as a character, he was annoying. But I mean, he wasn't a horrible father, though, or anything.
I didn't say that. I did not say he was a bad father. I said he was annoying.
MGM saying Victor's character development finally starting to reach out. Yeah, I do think that. Yeah, like I said, I like that he's asking for help.
Victor's stunted development, tragic as it is not endearing to me.
Fair.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's a little. Some people feel really sympathetic. It's kind of creepy in a lot of ways, though. Also, right?
Yeah.
And it is a certain. I mean, there's definite. This show and Scott McCord have a commitment to playing this character this way, and it's not going to be for everyone.
No. Yeah. I don't know. I generally feel bad for him.
Yeah,
I also found that Jim hate quite. Go ahead. Sorry.
Maybe it's people's discomfort with seeing couples fight and deal with marital challenges and seeing them perfectly happy always, but navigating external challenges. Actually, the stuff with him and Tabby, that was not what annoyed me with him. The stuff that annoyed me with Jim was he always went to extremes and he just didn't listen to anybody ever and had a fight with everybody all the time. Like him and Tabby stuff was perfectly valid. I had no problem with any of that. It was realistic. But every time he went after somebody, like when he went after Victor, yeah, you want to protect your kid, but you can do it in a way that's not so aggressive. Jim was always very aggressive. And as soon as Jim had an idea, it was the best idea in the world, and fuck everybody else. Everybody needs to do what I'm saying. But as soon as anybody else had an idea, oh, that's a stupid idea. So that was my dislike of Jim.
I agree with you, AJ, that Jim was very committed to his own ideas. But as you just described him, I'm thinking, wow, he has a lot in common with Jade, doesn't he?
He does.
Is it not surprising that Tabitha picked him as a husband?
She has a type.
Yeah, she does have a type. And Bossy Know-It-All is the type.
Yeah.
You know what, though? It was different degrees, though. Like, Jade's never mean about it. Jim was mean about it. Jim incited random.
Jade is so rude.
He's rude and condescending, but I don't know. It was a different dynamic. I'm not saying that what Jade's doing is right all the time or the way he's treating people is right, but I feel like Jim was more aggressive, whereas Jade is dismissive. Jade's dismissive.
I mean, now don't take the comment to the extreme. AJ never said he needs to be gentle, just that he was abrasive and annoying as a character. That is how AJ felt, right? I don't think anybody said he's
again, I'm not saying that what Jim was saying was always wrong, but he was too aggressive with a lot of situations that did not call for it.
Yeah.
Although I agree at times Jade was rude. I think the difference is, though, a lot of times Jade was rude, but Jade was also at the same time the comic relief. So you don't necessarily blame him as much as you probably should, because he was rude a lot of times. Jade's done a lot of shit too, but usually you're laughing at the same time, so it doesn't come off that way, I guess. But that's more just, the way it's written, I think. I just want to bring up that Scotty acts the heck out of Victor, and that Victor deserves an Emmy, Oscar, everything. I agree. I think Scott McCord is awesome. I mean, I think a lot of the actors in this are awesome, but in particular, he always makes me tear up at any rate. I mean, not that I don't easy, but
that's never been the entire community has agreed on that since the moment he appeared on the screen, right? So anyway, okay. So if Victor asked for their help to accompany him on this errand that he has to run, so to speak. And so off they go to the car junkyard.
Yeah. And meanwhile, there's this conversation here, and we sort of already talked about this. We had it a little bit out of order about him saying, you need to talk to Randall because he's watched their patterns. You need to ask all these questions, talking about who's gone down in the caves, that kind of thing, and that they're being smart. But he is also worried the people downstairs are going to do something stupid if they don't do something fast. So But yeah, I think they're being smart. I like that they're planning things and that they're not just like rushing in to do whatever.
I mean, this
Right.
episode is kind of incredible, right? The amount of discussion and planning that happens is like more. If I put all the minutes combined of people talking to each other, I think this episode exceeds it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think 75%, if not more, of the series of them discussing things is in this episode. But yeah, it's kind of great. It's kind of great.
It's interesting that an episode that involves so much sitting around and talking is such a great episode.
And has so much action too. It's got a lot of everything. I think that's part of why it's a good episode. All right. And then we finally get to see Acosta again. I'm not sure that we really got much from Acosta, but I appreciate at least they're trying to bring her into the story. I just wish they'd give her more to do. I love Samantha Brown, but the character.
I actually thought a lot. I thought about our interview with Samantha Brown when I saw this, and how she talked about how Acosta, her storyline is going to change and she's going to do some things. And I was really interested in the part where she says to Boyd in this scene, "You're going to need help when you go down at those tunnels." And he says, "Yeah, I am, and we'll talk about that later. But for now, yada yada yada." Right? And I thought, oh, here we go. She's a cop, and he's going to take her down there with him.
Yeah. I feel like so far the only thing they've given her is going through the stuff in the basement. I mean, not that they don't need her to do that, but yeah,
she's been there for like 5 days.
Yeah, something like that.
Will come through eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're right. He's kind of like, well, I'll need help later. The main part of this scene, though, other than pushing, making sure Acosta got some screen time, the only really point to this scene is so he gets the Viewmaster. I feel like more than anything. So yeah, she gives him the Viewmaster, and then he sits down and he uses it. And this is where I was saying earlier about I did think that was a lost Easter egg, and apparently people agree with me, so that made me happy. Not that it's relevant, just saying.
Yes, lost Easter egg.
Yes, does not mean the shows are connected, just means it's a joke.
Or maybe Ben was just like, oh, I happen to have a bunch of pictures of this beach on my laptop. Let's just use this one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's very likely.
Probably. There's another beach too, but that doesn't look like Hawaii. This one totally looks like Hawaii. But yeah, the important part of the main important part of this is that he sees a wedding picture
from baby Perino.
Yeah, I know. They clearly photoshopped old photos of the
I was going to say that's some bad Photoshop.
It is. Look at his. He has like buckwheat hair in this picture.
Yeah, but is actually old, and 2 old photos of them, I guess. So, but yeah, I think the thing is though is that he's seeing things still. What does that mean? I don't know, but he's still, and that's the other thing too. Like
that's
him
not
seeing
even Lost Herald.
that's before Lost Herald. So I get Costa had one job: go to the basement, use her detective investigator skills, and find something important. And she comes out with this. That's not untrue.
Okay, she never said this is a clue. Please look at it. And to be fair, who can resist a Viewmaster? I would grab a Viewmaster and look at it.
I was excited when I saw it. When I saw her with it last week, I was like, "Oh, a Viewmaster!"
I think West is younger than us. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Mercutio Herald.
Yeah,
he looks even younger than when he was on Oz. It's just bad Photoshop.
It's bad.
I guess my question is, which is one of the big questions of the season, is why he's seeing these things. Like, is this part of his Parkinson's? Because Christy has said that he shouldn't have dementia or whatever, like this early on. Or is it the town making him, okay, you're older than I thought you were, but still younger than us. So yeah, I question why is the man in yellow showing him these things to drive him nuts? We don't know. Something's happening. Whether it's all in his head, I don't know.
And I have a lot of I know this show is not about theory and speculation, so I don't want to get too much into it. But we see Sophia have to perform physical magic, and so are these visions coming from Sophia without the, did she curse the Viewmaster when we weren't looking? Or is this coming, let me finish. Is this coming from someplace else? Or is it coming from the Parkinsons, or right? Like, I got a lot of questions about where this could be coming from.
Yeah.
I don't mean this show isn't about theory. I mean, this live stream we're doing is not a deep dive. It's a review, Fletch. And so that's why, that's what I mean, is that this live stream is not so much about.
This problem isn't about theory. Just this particular.
You know, you just made me think. You know, I just thought of something though as you talk about that, Karen. What couldn't it? You know, I wonder if the town, for whatever reason, I wonder if it's something we haven't discovered yet, but if it progressed, it's funny because people seem to heal pretty quick,
except for Christy.
Well, no, Christy, she's done with the crutch. She's just hobbling a little bit. She's fine. But could it be that the town is making his Parkinson's worse? Like, could there be certain like certain things that it actually progresses? You know, like think of like the opposite of Lost. You know, on Lost, because of the electromagnetism, it healed certain things. You know, Locke could walk. Rose got rid of her cancer. Maybe in Fromville, it's the opposite. You got something like Parkinson's. It increases the, you know, how quickly it's happening. You know, maybe
the healing's faster, the sickness is faster. That's.
I want to come back to that quickly. So Kimberly points out, aren't the images in tech done by Kimono Lady, like the camera? That's a good point. Kimono Lady could be a different kind of entity with different powers, or different ways of doing whatever, right? But Kimberly thinks the town has activated the Parkinsons.
I actually think that makes sense. I hadn't really thought about it before tonight, but that does make sense.
And Fletcher points out Chrissy didn't heal that fast, but Ethan did heal pretty fast from that piece of table leg that went through his leg into his body, right? Like some people seem to heal fast, some people seem to not heal fast.
I mean, be fair,
I'd say healing normal, I would say.
I made comments about Christy as a joke, but considering her injury, I think she healed pretty quick. You gotta remember, we might be watching this shit week. For them, it's a couple days. I mean, it's been what, maybe 2 weeks since Christy got her leg caught in the bear trap.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And she's just hobbling now. She's just, you know, I made a joke because she was still around with a crutch for like 3 episodes.
Yeah. Boyd just has to tell the Parkinsons to stop, and it will.
You could be right, Betty. You could be right. We don't know if he will Donna back to life. I did want to comment though something that you said, Karen. You said that Sophia, that like the magic or whatever is physical. I don't know that we have proof it always is, because I still don't know that she necessarily controlled Sarah because she touched her at some point. Like I know there was kind of some discussion about that, but I don't necessarily think it requires from being physical. I think she may have touched Sarah at some point, but I don't know that that's like a requirement.
Sarah heard voices long before Sophia came to town, right? So that
whether or not they were the same voices is another.
I mean, we saw her perform an incantation, and then Sarah like heard the voices and fell screaming. I mean, could the man in yellow have been lurking behind a bush and done that in season 1 and we just didn't see him? Maybe, right? Like, fair. Certain kinds of things. Okay, so I agree with you. It's not proven that she always has to do a physical spell.
Yeah, and when I'm saying physical, I don't even necessarily mean spell or incantation. I mean, I thought you meant like she had to touch him, because you said something like didn't do something to the view.
I'm saying like she did the thing with the drop of blood. She did the thing with the egg. Those are spells that have an element that, you know, a physical element that are involved. But I'm interested in why that has to happen, or why she chooses to do it that way. And you know, I'm not saying, I don't think it's proven that always has to happen, right? But
I also want to bring up Fletcher's point. Why does it even have to be that she's in physical form when she's doing that? Because you're right, it's an entity.
No, I'm not saying she's in physical form. I'm saying the egg is a physical thing. The glass of water is a physical thing. Like she's right. Like, right. I don't mean that she has to be in a physical form. I mean that she needs items for these spells that she does sometimes.
Right. Right. I think
somewhat
Fletcher is
that.
just saying she doesn't even need to necessarily be there. I think is what Fletcher
No.
meant.
Yeah,
At least
I
that's
think. I mean, I do think that the entity needs to be in some form. Might not necessarily need to be human, but I think there has to be some form. It can't just be floating around.
Maybe some magic requires physical stuff, ingredients, other things that just require incantations, etc. Who knows? We still don't know the rules. Totally, yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway,
But
can you get
anyway.
that? Can you get that buckwheat looking picture off the screen?
Master.
That made it better.
Yeah, I know. I want to talk about this for a second, though. Him talking to Christy. I get that Christy's like, why have you not been telling me? And she feels left out. But what I think is interesting more than that is that he's like, oh, yeah, you're part of this. We're in this together. And then, like, he immediately lies to her because she's like, are you seeing anything else? Have you had anything else going? He's like, oh, no, just the tremors. That's it. And
Well, he's not
like,
telling anybody about that.
Saw something 2 seconds ago. So he lied through his teeth. Hi, Alyssa.
And to be fair, everyone always lies to their doctor. Okay, I shouldn't say everyone. Many people lie to their doctor sometimes.
There you go.
And she's not even a real doctor. I mean, I get that lie. She wouldn't let him. She wouldn't let him go on this mission, but in the end, like Kenny and Ellis won't let him go anyway. And they are right. They're right that he shouldn't.
Oh, but yeah, they were totally right.
I agree with you. She's right. Like Boyd puts a lot of responsibility on Christy, and then like he freezes her out of this like really important thing.
Yeah. And Christy used to be in kind of that leader group we were talking about, and she probably should be. She hasn't been as much, I guess.
She's had a lot of doctorly duties lately.
She has.
Yeah.
Fletcher, though, does make a point. They're showing more of Marielle this season, although I don't know that I want her to die.
I think it's about 50.
Yeah, there has been more focus on Marielle, though.
Fletch just wants people to die.
Yes.
I have said I think we're due for a mini massacre. There are too many characters. Like we had a whole bus. There's a lot of red shirts, and there's a lot of named speaking characters. There's a lot of supporting characters that could easily be done away with. Like Roger. Thank you, Roger, for dying. And I think we are ready for. And when's the last time like really a main character died? Jim.
Yeah, Jim.
Yeah. There you go. Last season.
We're due for that one.
Yeah, I still consider that last season. So,
but I would say Christy and Marielle can't both die because one doctor /
yeah, you got to have at least one of them.
You need one medical person to survive.
Yeah, Fletcher says tired of all the red shirt kills. It doesn't give impact to the show at all.
Yeah, but yes, it does. It's fun.
It is fun. I don't think somebody needs to die.
And look at Patty. Patty never spoke before that episode. She got her face burned off. She got another line in this episode. She had a line last week.
She got the best closing line of any episode ever.
Did. What the fuck is happening?
Well, I ranked that with it was very much like Charlie and Law saying, "Guys, where are we?" Right?
Yeah.
Or John Locke saying, "We're gonna have to watch that again." It's a great line. I mean, I think the red shirt kills they heighten the tension and fear for the surviving characters, right? Which is the point right now. The man in yellow is trying to like drive them all to the brink.
Yes. I don't know that personally. I don't like when they kill main characters just because I don't think it's necessary to make the show good, but I understand wanting to feel like anything can happen, right? I get that.
James, you must have hated Lost.
And yeah, and there is there is way too big of a cast. I mean, we get like little tiny scenes like with Acosta or like when we got last week with Randall and Elgin. Like I liked it. It was funny, but like it was like they're only bringing them in for a smidgen because that's all they have time for because the cast is so damn big. Like put more importance on the people that need it and get rid of some of the other ones. Not them saying specifically them. I'm just meaning in general that there's such a huge cast.
So right now there's 47 people or 46 now that Roger's dead, right? And that's after the bus showed up and Sophia. So there were only 20 to 30 people in the town before the bus rolled in, right? The bus had at least
well, a lot of people died that night. I think there was.
Yeah. You're right. A lot of people died.
47 before Sophia and the pastor. Actually.
A lot of bus people rolled in.
Yeah.
All All right. So anyway,
sorry, we were gonna read May's thing and then we took it off. I mean, the theme with Boyd is breaking. He has to hold all this shit together while not completely losing his mind. His is a complex character with all the interactions with everyone. Yes, but he is not telling her, which makes sense for story wise. But
yeah.
And then Fletcher also says, "Who cares about Patty? Patty Mel. I like Patty Mel." No, I know. Never mind. Sorry, what?
Is Fletcher trolling us?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. No, he's right though. It's not 47 anymore, but maybe that's why things are going bad. You know, we don't know. There's a big cast. Yes, I really liked it on Lost, but they had more time to give for them the amount of episodes. That is also a good point, Alyssa. We don't have as many. Yeah,
but Sophia still counts in the count because they don't know that she shouldn't count.
Yeah, she counts.
Well, there's 46 people right now.
I also personally, and I know that this is definitely divisive and a lot of people don't agree with this, but I do not think that the number of the people in town are like important. It has to stay 47.
I don't either.
I think it's
I don't either, but it's fun.
It's 47. Yes, and I think 47 has showed up lots of times because it's become an Easter egg. It's become a thing. The number maybe is important for some reason, but I don't think specifically the amount of people are necessarily important. Although if they are, it could be that there's less.
I don't either, but
crazy too. I don't know.
We'll see if those people.
Maybe there has to be a certain number of people in order to trigger the massacre.
Maybe that's also possible.
Let's continue our review. The 47 theory is great for your deep dive show.
Yes. All right. So then we have Boyd talking to Donna.
Holy crap. I think I have that headboard in my house. I think I have that exact bed headboard in my house, I think.
That's hilarious. You could probably sell it and make money. No, I'm kidding.
I'm pretty sure if I could see the top, if it has little gold things, but I'm pretty sure that exact thing is in my house.
Let's see. It does have little gold things.
Oh my God, that's in my house. Now I'm afraid to go to sleep.
That is funny. I know I've seen my old dresser from when I was a kid in a lot of shows. Like it looks very similar. So it's funny when you see stuff that was sourced that looks like something. So yeah, what do you think about this scene? I hadn't really thought about it the way you posed earlier, the fact that Dawn is mad because he didn't ask her and he should have. Yeah, he really should have talked to her first, I think, before he did all this stuff.
I mean, even if he was going to overrule her wishes and not really, it would have been the polite thing to do to ask her, since she's pretty okay. Her heart attack seems to not really have affected her very much. Personality-wise, he should have at least, right? You can't keep telling Donna. You can't always tell her, we're in this together, I need you, and then like close her out of this really big decision, even if she is in bed. She's not incoherent. She's capable. She's mentally very sharp right now.
Yes. And he should have at least came in there like he did with Henry and Victor and said, okay, this is what's happening. I'm going to go tell everybody. Even if he didn't ask, be like, tell her first. Right. And just to comment on what you're saying, Petty, I'm not saying numbers don't necessarily mean anything on the show. I'm saying I don't specifically think the amount of people are like a specific number of people are necessarily important. Not that numbers don't at all mean anything. I do know 47, obviously, and 74 keep coming up. Yeah. But yeah, I think he should have talked to her. I always love Donna. I love her sarcastic comments, even where she's like, you thought it would be a good idea to gather a house full of emotionally unstable people and spend the night talking about reincarnation and the bones of dead children. And then he's like, I didn't have a choice. And he's like, yeah, because you took a sledgehammer to my wall. So, yeah, Dawn always has something fun to say.
I think she called it her wall. Like, Colony House, it was kind of established that Colony House was her realm and the town was Boyd's realm. But I don't really think that he needed to ask her about that. And I don't think that's really what she's upset about, right?
Oh, no. I just think it's a funny line. But no, she's not. I think, I agree with you. Maybe it's that she's upset because he didn't include her. I don't know that I'd say she's upset, though. I think she's more upset because she's not included in the sense she's laying there and she can't get up and go be with them because they're making her stay there, I think is what's really annoying her.
Well, yeah, like, and it's, like she says later when Fatima catches her out of bed, she's like, I don't want to be stuck in bed.
Donna would have known how to speak to them. She's trusted and they look up to her. I mean, that's true. Like Boyd is the
Yeah.
town, and she's the mayor of Colony House, and maybe they deserved to hear it from her, or for him to say, "I've spoken to Donna,"
or him to ask her advice, or at
Yeah,
least tell
I mean,
her.
if the mayor and the sheriff are on the same page, people usually tend to listen.
Yeah, she's also right that it's a terrible idea.
Yes.
Although she thinks telling the people was a bad idea, which I don't agree with her, but she thinks like testing out the totem is a terrible idea, and I did agree with her, and then it turned out to be kind of a bad idea in the end.
Oh yeah, I definitely think the totem was an awful idea. I thought that from the beginning.
Yeah, I agree with that. I never thought the totem was going to work.
No, I didn't think it was going to work either. I wasn't expecting it to work. All right. So at any rate, she's not involved. Oh, the other part of this is that's important is about the cemetery, that they need to find a new place because they didn't. I love though when she's like, "Did you bury Roger?" And he's like, "No." She's like, "Boyd, like, why did you not do this?" Yeah, they're running out of room to bury people. That doesn't surprise me in the least.
Maybe we should count the graves.
Do you think it was just about it being full, or do you think he's freaked out from the arm coming out of the graveyard and the vision, the hallucination, the actual arm, whatever you think was happening there? The arm came out of the graveyard and grabbed him.
I forgot about the arm until you just mentioned it. But I think he genuinely forgot because they've been a little busy.
Yeah, but I do think the cemetery could really be full. But Fletcher has a point too, though. Like, what do they do when the massacre happens? Like, where did all the other people get buried before this time? Because I know some
Victor
buried them somewhere, probably close to where they died. I don't know that Victor, as a small child, was able to drag.
He said something. Yeah, he said something about dragging them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know how far he dragged them.
Fletcher's right too, though. Abby's grave where this happened wasn't in that graveyard. It was further away.
Okay, fair. Thank you, Fletcher, for pointing that out. Also, I thought of the chat and the fandom when he says the cemetery's full. We were pushing it already with Jim and the pastor, and I thought, oh, and Tilly.
Yeah, Tilly should have already been buried. But I did think of Tilly too. I did think of her too.
I did too. The other part of this scene that I feel like is important and needs talked about a bit is that he's saying he wants to kill Monster, and she's like, yeah, but why? Because it's just do you really want to make somebody go through what Fatima did?
That's what I thought too.
But I do also see his point of view, like, well, right now we got to go down in the tunnels and it'll make it safer for us, one problem at a time. So I see both sides. But yeah, Tilly, they could have fixed their mistake, which I still think is a mistake I think they just forgot about Tilly, and they could have fixed it there with like one sentence. But no,
it's not. It doesn't need to be fixed. It happened off screen. We just like harping on it as fans, right?
Okay,
but it doesn't need to be fixed.
You're right.
We just enjoy harping on it.
True. All right, so Acosta is telling them that people need to go with her to the basement and with Elgin to the storage room because they need to go through the stuff, try to find stuff about the man in yellow.
And I can't believe they're making Patty participate in this, whose face was partially burned
Maybe she volunteered
yesterday.
Did you not notice, Karen, that while they were worried about Donna, Patty is sitting on the floor while everybody else has a chair and nobody offers her a chair either?
Has anybody ever had a serious burn? They must have a lot of morphine that came off that ambulance, because if you've ever had a really bad burn or been around someone who's been really badly burned, I can't believe that Patty is walking around incoherent.
No, but they have Tilly's morphine. They have, remember?
She's a new speaking character. She needs her screen time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Last week I was just like,
oh my God,
chair at least.
She wants
I saw that too.
She wants her to speak to save face. If that was not intentional, or if it was,
I think it was.
That's a genius comment.
Pretty sure that was intentional. I was assuming it was at least.
Yeah.
All right. So now is Boyd going out to carry out his plan, and of course letting Sophia see everything because she's like looking at him like
see everything. He tells her later.
He tells her later. Yeah,
he does. All right. So then we have
okay. I don't know why, but every time I see Roger, I fucking crack up.
Right, it's scary as shit, man. I think it's creepy.
I mean, the watch party, somebody
Roger
referenced
shows.
Coraline. This is the Patty and Roger show.
Oh wow, Coraline, that's good.
It
That's
looks like
good.
Coraline.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so we have this whole conversation about Marielle saying about how the people don't die, their souls don't move on.
That's not. I mean, that's. I agree with you. That's what
nobody in the town, their souls can't move on. She says they don't get to go to them.
She says they're still. I agree with you, Jamie, 100%. And I'm cutting you off, and I really apologize. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was like, oh, I thought you were going to say something else. Yeah. No, yeah. She's just saying that they don't get to go to that next transition. That they're still stuck there and nobody gets to leave. I still thought this was a theory, but I kind of wonder because I saw Harold talking about it and it makes me think maybe it is true. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was really foreshadowy, right? She says they're still here.
Yeah.
Roger doesn't get to do that because he's still here. They're all still here. And then he literally, like, his body is still there and he literally gets resurrected, right? Reanimated. Yeah. Maybe reanimated.
Yes, I think reanimated. Although, to be fair, I don't think anybody was surprised about that. I think everybody kind of expected it because he's been laying in the damn shed.
Everybody, all the fans expected it.
I think it was. I think the minute Donna asked if they buried him yet, and Boyd said no, I was like, "Oh, there's something totally going on. Yeah, something's gonna happen." And then,
hi Neo. Yeah. Okay. So MGM is saying,
"I'm holding." I was gonna.
Okay, you're holding it. Okay, we'll go back to that when we get to that. MGM. We'll go back to it. Yeah, and we'll talk about the poltergeist thing after too. Oh no, wait, that one isn't even in this episode, is it? So I guess
no.
Yeah. Well, then we might as well answer it now then. Jade said energy doesn't get killed, it just lingers in the town. So that's what happened when Jim died. His eyes looked weird, his soul lingered. Okay, yeah, yes, this could be what she means, and the fact that she's saying that they don't get to leave, it would kind of make sense that could be Jim. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, though. Like I said, I thought it was just a theory, but it seems like it may be the case. I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, I wonder, how do we know that the town isn't just telling her that?
Well,
we don't have proof, but we've seen a lot of things that lead to it. We've all suspected the crows, the whole poltergeist thing in the Matthews house, which I thought was pretty interesting that got dropped immediately. Nobody's mentioned it since.
Yeah,
they need.
And it hasn't happened again, at least not that we've seen.
Yeah, right. All right.
I mean, there are some theories about ghosts and souls that they are most active, like right when they die, shortly after they die. Like, there are a lot of people who report seeing loved ones the night that they died, within the first day or two, and then not have any more like appearances. I'm thinking of a incident in my family where somebody saw a loved one the night that they died, but never again, right? So, like, I don't want to get into this. This show is not about my theory. Our live stream tonight is not about me speculating. But it could be that they're around for a short time.
Yeah. All right. So then we have, let's see, this is where Boyd is talking to Kenny about his plan. I believe, hold on, I lost what's that. No, with Ellis. I'm sorry, not Kenny, with Ellis. And it's the idea that generally the monsters are spread out along the street. They have talismans in every building. People are going to be waiting at their houses, which somehow is supposed to help, because I don't see what good that does. They can't open the door. But
if Kenny came right into the door, they'd open it and let him in real quick.
Oh, right. But if considering all the monsters later hang out on their porch, so they can't do that, it kind of defeats
because he told Sophia
the plan. Knew.
Yeah, you're right. It is
because Sophia told them the plan and what.
Yeah. But yeah, they are saying here. He's saying that they're spread out. They can.
It's kind of
the building
plan. If you're going to do this terribly stupid thing, he actually thinks through a lot of ways to safeguard Kenny, right?
Yeah. Although right now he thinks he's safeguarding himself, but yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ellis is like, and Ellis immediately goes to Kenny because he's like, you can't do this. And then he goes and talks to Kenny off screen about like, we need to talk about this, which was good and should have been. All right. Then we have Henry going into Tabitha's house, the Matthews family. She's not home. What is this drawing? I know that we're not going to deep dives, but I'm just curious what you guys think because it kind of looks like somebody in a tie. It kind of looks like a naked person in the woods. We couldn't decide. So I'm just curious if you have an idea of what you think it is.
Didn't think about it too much.
I mean, it's a person in front of the woods. It doesn't. He's drawn the boy in white more clearly, so. But it looks very similar to the other picture we see of Victor and his sister and his mother, right?
Yeah. No, I just was curious because
I mean, sometimes a picture is just a picture that he drew, right?
Ellis would shut the door on Kenny. I would hope not. But no, that's funny. But yeah, I just more thought this was like really sad though, right?
It was really sad. And it makes Henry really sad, right?
Yeah, with good reason. Like I get it. He wasn't in the town. This was about his time growing up, but it still just is really sad that like he wasn't part of it and he feels left out.
Well, I mean, I think not that he wasn't a part of it, but that he was unable to protect his family.
Yes. So then he has a flash. I'm assuming this is because of what Sophia did. I mean, I know some people don't necessarily think that, but it's definitely what's implied. He's seeing some kind of hospice, I guess you could call it, because it doesn't look like a hospital. It is the same equipment that they had in Tabitha's room in Camden. I know people brought that up. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, just saying it. But yeah, he is seeing into something, some other dimension, some other world.
We haven't
reality.
We talked the other night in the watch party. Don't say anything. AJ, did this remind you of anything when you saw this?
What?
I thought immediately of Buffy the Vampire Slayer when Buffy had that demon was making Buffy think that she was in the psychiatric hospital and she was imagining.
No, I didn't think of that.
You've seen that, right?
Yeah, I've seen the episode. I just that didn't cross my mind.
I thought of immediately, just like when Buffy thought she was like, she was in the hospital and thought it was a dream. Like, this is I think it's because of what Sophia did. Like, Sophia put it in his head. Like, think it could be a dream, and then she dosed him with her evil blood.
Well, she also said to him last week, "Do you ever wonder if this is just all a dream?" And now he's starting to have these visions of it being a dream.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Was it the scene? Was it really the scene before? Jamie, did you skip a scene?
This is only the first time he sees.
This is the first time he sees the EKG.
Oh, he sees it later. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. We'll go back to that when we get closer to that.
Thank you.
I kind of thought the same thing, but
thank you.
Trying to listen to the writers.
So this is his first flash first flash at the hospital and not the full hallucination.
Yes. So is it a hallucination? Is he seeing the real world? Is he seeing into another like dimension, another parallel universe? We don't know. Okay. Kimberly agrees as well that it's coming from Sophia. I definitely think it is, but that doesn't necessarily preclude it from being real though either. I mean, it still could be real.
It can't be real.
I don't think it is. I don't
believe it. Because then I stop watching the show if that's real.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They said that they're not asleep, but then again, that's a little different, so I don't know. Okay. So yeah, he's kind of freaking out and not sure what to do now that okay, Fletcher. And I agree with that, like could be connected to that, but we don't necessarily know that's what he was talking about though either. Which we'll get to in a little bit when we get to Elgin's conversation with Julie. Sounds like Sophia wants him to do something crazy like Boyd's wife did. I agree. It does seem like it's going there. Not sure why so soon, but it does seem like that.
And it's kind of hard to say, like, we're not going to see this and it doesn't really matter, but did Abby like legit have a break and I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know if I would call it a psychotic break or a break with reality or whatever when she started shooting people, or was that driven by Man in Yellow or some other entity, or could a person legitimately lose their shit in this town? For sure they could, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely could. We don't know. One of the many things we don't know. All right. Then we have the scene in the car boneyard here with Victor and Tabitha and Ethan. And they're looking for the car that the man in yellow came in to see if there's anything there.
Yeah.
There is nothing in the trunk, but Victor looks in the glove compartment. I do kind of, we talked a little bit about this, like Tabitha was supposed to be helping him do this scary thing and then like walked off.
Yeah.
Which if after was kind of mean.
Well, I mean, she went to check out Miranda's car, right?
Yeah.
And I can understand her being drawn to that car for sure.
No. She didn't know Victor was going to confirm that the man in yellow likes teeth.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, as you said in the watch party, Jamie, these cars have been pretty much stripped for supplies over the years, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The kangaroo back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's to do with last night. Yeah. So gross teeth. That's what Victor finds, although they spoiled that on the official social media, which is a whole other issue. But
they spoiled the teeth on social media?
Yeah. I was like, I watched the trailer this week because sometimes I watch it because I'm just curious what they did. And I'm like, they did a good job not revealing too much. And then the official account posts a picture of the teeth. Like, come on, really?
You know what?
Before it aired.
What?
Yeah.
They showed that image before it aired. That is so wrong. This was like one of the big kind of creepy not a jump scare, but one of the creep out images from this episode. And
and it was on the official account before it aired. Yes.
You know, I gotta say though, one thing I like the confirmation about the whole teeth thing, but why is it in the glove box of a car that's been there since 1978? Still?
Oh well, I have a theory about that, but not a theory, but I mean, I think Man in Yellow has stashed it, right? It's Man in Yellow's trophies from people that he's killed. I think that's what it is, and
right.
Has it been kept in that glove compartment for a long time? Maybe since the last massacre. Who was going to go there? Victor wasn't going to go there for 40 odd years. Victor didn't go there, right?
Yeah.
But why keep it in that car? Wouldn't you keep it in the caves?
You know, maybe why keep the teeth? Like, why do serial killers do this shit? Not that she's a serial killer, but like, why keep the teeth?
Well, I'd say he is,
right?
Why not keep it with her? Is kind of anyway.
Yeah, why not keep it on you or someplace more secure than a car that's been ravaged for parts and things that the town can use?
Nobody ever goes there. It's more secure than the town. Nobody ever goes there except Victor.
That's because they've already ravaged all the cars, Victor said.
Right, so it's a safe place to keep it because nobody goes there anymore because it's already been stripped.
But it was stripped after he left the teeth there in the first place.
Maybe Sophia wants it to be found to creep everyone out.
My point is, I think it's lazy writing.
Okay, that's possible also. That it was just written in here to be a creepy thing that we'll never see again. And so it's kind of lazy just to throw this.
I agree with West. I asked this too, and I guess that depends if you think he put it there after or what the reasoning is. Because I'm surprised they haven't gone through and stripped all these cars as well.
But you don't know that they haven't. Why are you surprised that they haven't? You don't know that they haven't. There seems to be nothing in these cars except for Victor keeping his drawings in the trunk.
Right, but wouldn't they have found it? I guess is the and that's
only if it's been there for 40 odd years. Like we don't know when those teeth were put in there.
Yeah. They could be from the last massacre. They could be from before that. We don't know.
They're way from before that. I mean, there's like 100 teeth in there.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, there's a lot of teeth.
Well, somebody's saying
he only takes one from each person. Well, I mean, assuming he only takes one because
we've only seen her take one.
We've seen her take one. I do not see. We also did discuss though. None of these look new.
No.
So. And also, can you tell?
She went and put the pastor's tooth there, and so that's why I'm saying that.
And also, some of them look skankier, but maybe those people had bad oral hygiene. You don't really know, right? Like maybe they had gum. Maybe they had. Right? Like,
I don't think they have toothpaste there.
Probably. Maybe they smoked. Maybe they didn't. Some of them are kind of yellow and old, or none of them has like dripping blood on it or whatever, right?
Like,
they're not freshies.
Maybe someone did find that before and was like, "Ooh, teeth okay," and put it back.
Fair enough, Alyssa.
That's possible. Okay, now I wanted to ask you guys something before people start getting in, because this is kind of what the big conversation was last night. So I just want to ask you guys, do you remember, did they ever show in flashbacks in the previous seasons Miranda when she was in the car?
No. I think it was the other actress. It was the other actress playing Miranda, right?
What do you mean?
Wasn't there somebody else playing Miranda?
Not
You
that I
mean
know
other
of.
than the person playing Tabby?
The previous Miranda shots before we knew it was Tabby.
Yeah, so
I thought
the
it was the
person
same
playing
actor.
Miranda. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was the same actor. Anyway, the
Right.
reasoning, and we're not going to get into this and not going to argue with this, but the point is it is clearly, when she sees this and she says this is Miranda's car, and then it shows Miranda, this is like a way different car. It isn't just like a little bit different, like they couldn't find the same car. It's completely different, which either is intentional or this was filmed at a different time, and that's why.
It was filmed at a different time, and maybe they couldn't get the same car, or maybe it wasn't suitable for shooting the front seat versus the back seat or whatever. Like, I don't think that.
Maybe. But like you would think they'd at least try to like make the seats the same color so they look like the same.
Are they not? Look, I think most fans are not comparing the seat color from season whatever, right?
No, but this is from this episode. This isn't from. That's what I'm saying. Like this is all
in the. You mean this shot looks different from the thing that Tabby's looking in?
Yeah, look, dark seats.
They're completely different.
No, but it's
completely different.
No, go back. Go back.
Karen, look behind her. It's completely different.
It is completely different.
Yeah, there's no.
At first, I thought it was the lighting at first too, but you can see there's a pattern on the seat.
All right, I think it's sloppiness.
I do too, but I'm just bringing it up. It's such a difference. It makes me wonder because they do know people. They do know people pull it apart. So I have to question why they wouldn't at least try. But
I shouldn't call it sloppiness. I should call it a continuity error.
Yeah.
Neo says, I hope it's intentional. I kind of do too, just because it's such a bad, like big error.
Yeah, that's a pretty big continuity error.
Can you go back again?
Yeah.
Yes, I think the door is different and the steering wheel is different, right?
The seats, yeah, it's all different. The only reason it matters really is because Tabitha says this was Miranda's car. So that's why. And yeah, you're right.
If she's been there a million times, could it have been a car from because the previous it would have been 100 years ago and there would not have been a car like this.
Yeah, I don't know. But this part is true about the different cars from 1978. But the difference in that scene, though, is that they look similar. Like you can tell they tried to match it. This seems like
those are, and it's true that those are rental cars. They hire somebody like Picture Cars who has all these cars, and maybe they don't have it anymore, or maybe it's on a different shoot, it's not available, and they just do the best they can, right?
No, I know. It's just in the same episode. It's a little fishy, but
it takes like a week and a half to shoot one episode, and they shoot out of order, and yeah,
but you would think, you'd think they had the same car.
I might have shot all car graveyard scenes for the entire season, or shot together, maybe, or something, right? Who knows?
Yeah, it is possible. It is possible.
I would like to think somebody would have spotted a continuity error like that and been like, hey, we got to Photoshop this seat into the other scene.
Yeah, it is kind of easy to Photoshop. Petty thinks it's not an error, that it means something. So I look forward to seeing how that and that would be pretty cool if it's not an error, and we're going to find out something crazy town is going to
be an error, because then Fletch is going to have a whole other theory.
I look at it as same episode. And if it wasn't a flashback they filmed like from before, it makes me question it. But who knows? It just seems like such a big error.
So this wig, if it's a wig,
maybe she was able to leave and come back. Maybe Miranda didn't. Well, maybe Miranda went home but didn't get all the way home, right? Like maybe she came back in a different car.
All right, let's
keep moving.
Yeah. And yes, guys, please make sure that you do like the video. We always appreciate when you
like and subscribe, everyone.
So we have, not all of you have clicked one way or another, but there's been a lot. But yeah, please make sure you like it if you haven't. That's why Victor and Eloise aren't in the car. I still say that if Victor and Eloise were in the car, they would have both been in the back seat. Because I know.
Could she? She's in the town, but whatever. All right, so we have dwelt on this for a while. Can we keep moving?
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's why I just did. That's why I said I didn't want to go deep into it. I was just showing you. Okay. So anyway, the point. Oh wait, somebody asked something about the teeth. I was gonna say, what was it? Somebody asked something about the teeth.
I don't know, but we discussed the teeth pretty.
No, they asked a question, and I don't know where it went.
All right.
Oh, did anyone notice the book below the bag of teeth? I feel like anything in the cards could be useful. Jamie mentioned registration would have been nice to see, but that book could be a clue. I did not notice a book.
I assumed it was like
this. Yes, there is a book. I just noticed the registration we were talking, just because I said look at it, then you know his name, maybe.
Maybe it was the car's manual.
Yes, my car manual currently is. I mean, I keep the manual in my car. It's about that thick and that size.
Yeah.
But it's much less used.
I think it's funny though that the car registration's there. I was just bringing it up because I thought it's funny.
Right.
Like, read it, maybe you'll know his name, but it's probably not his car. But it's still funny.
It's probably not.
It doesn't look like that. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so Tabitha's a flashback. We saw that. Okay. Victor tells him about the teeth, and
Victor's like, we gotta go.
Yeah, and then whenever they don't, he tries to show Ethan the teeth. And this conversation, I think, is important. And this was sad because he's like, Ethan's going to end up here like me, all by himself, and I want him to be prepared. Like, he was trying to help, and Tabitha's like kind of mean, but I also get why Tabitha got upset. I do think she was kind of mean.
This is another incident where Tabitha takes a lot of heat in the fandom for saying to Victor, what's wrong with you? And I think that's a totally valid kind of thing for her. She's protecting Ethan. Victor, not only does Victor try to does Victor be like, oh, I found a bag of teeth. Then he basically is like right in front of Ethan being like, oh, you're going to die and his sister's going to die and he's going to be here by himself. What? Yeah,
no, I understand she's upset. I understand why she does it. I just wish she had been a little more, I guess, understanding, because I feel like from her point of view, she's like, you're scaring my kid. Yeah. From his point of view, he's like, I'm trying to help your kid. So I just kind of felt bad for him.
Could he help her kid by getting tapped? Like, look, I'm understanding that Victor's not capable of reacting like a normal grown-up person his age should. But right. the appropriate normal way to be like on the aside, be like, hey, Tabby, you got to prepare Ethan. What if he ends up here by himself, right? Like, I think, what is wrong with you? I said to you all the time, like, what is wrong with you? I might have said it to both of you more than once, right?
No, I get it. I felt bad for him because it's like he's really trying to help. It is my point. Like but yeah, you're right. He didn't do it in the right way. I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying, felt bad.
Okay, so my turn. Victor doesn't get excused because he's stunted. You know, that was a little. He was the one that was a little. I have no problem with the way Tabby reacted to that. I didn't think she was mean about it. You know, she didn't go. Oh, she wasn't overly aggressive. She didn't yell at him. She wasn't she wasn't mean to him. All she said was, she's like, Victor, no, not right now. Like, this is not the right time. And Victor was, kept pushing it. And then that's when she was, and then Ethan got upset and ran away. And that's when, she says to Victor, she's like, what's wrong with you? Like, it wasn't said in, in a mean way. It was just like, she's like, basically she said, what's wrong with you? Which she could have also said, what were you thinking? It's just another way to say that.
Anything,
now Victor's, is he right? Probably. I mean, I hadn't even thought about that until he was like, my mom arrived with a boy and a girl. Now you arrived with a boy and a girl. That's something I hadn't even thought about or noticed. So I get his logic.
Yeah.
But he could have handled that differently. I thought Tabby was fine the way she handled it. I mean, even if I mean, look at the way she talked to Julie before. Was she being mean to Julie?
Yeah.
Same tone.
No, I don't think what she did was wrong. I'm just saying I felt bad for him the way she reacted. Like, I get she did it. I just feel bad for him because he was trying to help. Although, yeah, it's kind of her son too, but I don't think she looked at the same.
You can try and help, but have some tact also.
He also didn't stop when she said to stop. Like, maybe if he had stopped right away, she wouldn't have got so upset.
And we didn't really take Petty's comment, which was, I'll give her credit. Victor Stick gets annoying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
sorry, I just read Wow's comment.
Yeah, about putting the teeth.
Golem.
That would be like freaky. I don't want to see that.
oh, that'd be awesome.
I kind of want it.
I like that. I kind of want to see. I kind of want to see that now.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so
Oh my God,
now
that'd be so creepy. You know, I totally didn't watch that show with that teeth monster thingy because it freaked me out so much.
you mean Channel Zero was a series?
Yes, that thing made out of teeth was too freaky for me.
It was scary. It was definitely scary. Okay, so this is a scene that's like annoying, but not Boyd's fault necessarily, but like annoying, like, why don't do this, you know? He tells her his whole plan. And look, I don't know if he said to her, somebody had said earlier, I don't think we started, but I mean, he didn't really say to her, like, we're going to have people hold the doors so they can help people back in. But I still think that her knowing this plan probably, like, she thought of that, you know what I mean? Like, she may have just figured that that's what they're going to do and told them. So I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, he tells her everything. I think this is totally a fishing expedition. I'll say it again. I think that's the only reason she's in there asking is she wants to know what he knows, what he's doing, if it matters.
She saw him with the totem, so she wanted to go find out what he was going to do with it.
It does make me wonder, though, can the totem do something else? Because, like, why was she concerned at all if it can only affect the dolls? Like, what?
I mean, I don't think her snooping around is a thing to be questioned, Jamie. She's always snooping.
Yeah.
She's a lurker.
Yeah.
No, she is. But I'm saying,
and remember, she was going to see Boyd the day she ran into Henry.
She was. Although I don't know that I think that was just an excuse, though, to say to Henry. But my point is, I feel like Sophia is trying to get information to see if there's anything she has to be worried about, because she doesn't seem worried after she has this conversation. But I'm just saying, like, if she knows it doesn't do anything, why she even have to question it? I'm just saying, does that mean it could do something else? I don't know.
I don't think she's worried. I don't think she's ever worried. I think because she knows she's seen the cycle play out 50 times, 100 times. I don't think she's ever worried, Jamie, but I think she's always looking for something she can use. And that is what her lurking, her fighting is. She wants to use something. I don't think she's really worried at all. I don't think she believes it's possible that they can figure this shit out and escape.
Right, fair. I thought she was fishing for information.
Yes.
She is, so that she can manipulate the situation.
Okay, that's fair. I see what you're saying. Yes, that could be a different reason for finding the information rather than can they hurt me or can they hurt something.
When he says we're gonna like find out if it works, she says, what does she say? She says, "Oh really?" Or
"Oh really?"
Right? "Oh really?"
And then they cut away from the scene, so we don't know the rest of the conversation they have. So I believe that he did tell her about the plan. That we're gonna have everybody's gonna be ready. You know, all the neighbors, so they know to let Kenny in if he comes running. Which I'm fine with that because you get the shock value of it when Kenny goes out and all the creatures are standing in front of the doors, and it's like, oh shit.
Like Petty agrees, she's never worried.
Yeah,
not entirely. I disagree one slight little bit. When the crow at the funeral, she looked a little nervous.
Yeah, she didn't like the crows.
Other than that, she looked fine.
Affect her but not the creatures. I don't know because they didn't try stabbing her, so it's kind of hard to tell, but I would tend to think maybe not, but I don't know. Okay, wait. The basement door leads to the wooden structure, right? Not the tunnels immediately. I can't remember if it's a wooden structure. Who would build such a thing down there and seal the door? Oh, no, because that's a good point I had never thought of until now. Why is there like a structure connecting the cave to the different doors? Because yes, there's like a series of tunnels that isn't part of the caves. You're 100% right, Fletcher. That came first, but why is it there? I had not questioned it before.
What are you saying? There are tunnels between the buildings that
if you watch when Jade goes down the tunnel on his trip, there's like sort of like tunnels with like wooden beams that he goes through before he ever makes it to the cave, and he like kind of goes off into the cave.
Kind of like a mine.
Okay,
Yeah.
sometimes when you dig a tunnel, you have to reinforce it or it'll collapse on you. Like the place where the creatures live is a cave structure, a natural cave. But if you dig tunnels, you must reinforce them so they don't collapse on you.
But I guess the point is like what he's saying is why is there a tunnel between the cave and the door? Like somebody had to build that, right? Like why?
Who knows?
That's how I'm taking it. I'm saying I never thought about it, but it's interesting. I mean, maybe the monsters built it just so they could, in the middle of the night, go kill them. I don't know.
Who knows? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
it's interesting. It's interesting.
This scene is about really how she's getting intel and using it to her advantage as much as she can. Right? That's really what she's up to here.
You'll have to AJ later look at Discord. Oh, he sent it to me. I thought he put it in the channel. He sent it to me. I'll send it to you later.
Right.
Of the film. That's funny. Okay.
Right. And we're all screaming at our televisions like, "Boyd, what are you doing? You're telling her the plan." Right?
I wasn't yelling. Because he doesn't know. Why am I going to yell at him when he doesn't know?
Right. I know. And but here's the thing. Do we think that she has to be told the plan? Like that she can't, like, she's not a mind reader. Does she give people voice? Like, if you think she's the person putting voices in people's head, but she's not, did she have to be told? I don't know.
Yes.
I have no question she might be omniscient. I've said that before. He, she, it, whatever you want to call it, I think might know what's going on without being there. So I don't necessarily, sometimes I think maybe not, but I don't know.
I don't think she's omniscient. Apparently she needs to be told things. Judging on this, she needed to be told things.
But see, I feel like a lot of this is just her like fucking with people. Like, I don't know that she really needs to be there. I think she enjoys watching it. I think she knows what's going to happen. So does she really need to know his plan?
She doesn't.
She already knows.
She's not omnipotent. Otherwise she wouldn't ask questions. She wouldn't say incantations and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if she's manipulating the situation, she's making things happen, and she's having a good time watching shit unravel.
Right, but that doesn't mean that she needed to be there to find out about it.
She's enjoying herself.
Then why ask? Why go there and ask?
Because she wants to have a reason to use it against him, like Karen said earlier. Like,
because she might get a chance to twist the knife, right?
Yeah.
But when he tells her what his plan, why did she say, "Oh, really?" She had no idea. That was.
I don't know. Look, AJ, I agree with you. I don't think she's omniscient. I don't.
I like anything for Freedom's ideas. Maybe she's telepathic, not omniscient.
Yeah. I don't think she's omniscient. I do think that she gets off on their fear and their terror and horror and the death and destruction for sure.
She's trying to make the liver nice and tasty for later.
Hi, Peter. Welcome.
The Demonette says Sophia seems too powerful. Give the town a chance. Every important conversation Sophia has been around seems like the town has no chance. It really does, right? It really does seem like that. And she's always around. It's like not only are they in a hellhole, but they have such bad luck that she's always around for every.
Yeah, but to be fair, for the town not to have a chance or her not to think it has a chance. I mean, this has happened before, so. It's it's happened how many times?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I think it happens a different way every time, right? All right. Can we table that? Can we table that? Because I really want to talk about that when it happens. When we see about that. There's a lot of going on.
I just want to disagree with him real quick, but that's okay.
I want to also. I disagree. But I want to hold it so we can really disagree when the time comes. I do enjoy this. She's going to get her ass beat either way. Yes, and I'm here for it next season.
I wouldn't put my money on that.
Yeah, that's the town in here happened. Yeah.
Yeah. The town
All right. So then we get this with Jade.
He's building a scale model or a model of the caves.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I totally get Kenny's like, why can't we just draw it? But he's like, oh no, I have to work,
This might be the least believable part of the entire show, that Jade remembers the tunnels with this level of detail.
Yeah. But well, maybe he has a photographic memory. We don't know. I mean, he's supposed to be a genius or whatever. But he works well. I mean, seriously, we don't really know. But he's saying he works spatially. I still don't understand how that mess tells him anything, but somehow it helps him. I don't
understood
know.
it perfectly.
No, yeah, I understood it too, but it doesn't look cohesive, is what I'm saying. But
Not
other
this
than
shot,
no,
but when it's shot from up above a little more, I think it's very telling.
Look,
Okay,
everybody has a process of how they learn and whatever. It made sense to me, but really this is used as a launching point for him to condescend to Kenny.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless the thing about his company is important. Yeah, it was just about calling him Coach Kenny and everything, which I liked. I mean, it was cute, but
that was fun.
Maybe not, but it was fun. Yeah. And then Ellis comes in and he's like, Kenny, I need to talk to you. And then
Kenny was probably like, thank God.
I know. And then the only other thing here is that he's like, what did you do, Henry? He's like, what I'm doing now. Yeah, we kind of
that. I mean, when we talk about Henry becoming the town drunk, the truth is that he's been drinking since his family disappeared, right?
Yes,
he's been drunk for 40 years.
He was the town drunk of Camden, Maine, also.
Yes, potentially before that. A lot of people think he was a drunk before that. We don't know.
I don't know why we would think that, but whatever.
Because people think that she left and all this. I'm saying I don't know that we know that. All right, so here is the creepy ass scene. Which, like I said,
gets an egg. She goes and gets an egg.
Yeah, like I said, the stuff about this will be in part 2 of the interview. This is some of the stuff I asked her after.
You asked her about the eggs in your interview?
Yeah, about the whole magic thing and everything. But that's going to be
Jamie made me leave and then kept asking questions.
Yep, I kicked AJ out, and then I had to re-record the whole thing because I screwed up and didn't hit record, and then we laughed about how much of an idiot I was. It was
so AJ left at the part was going to become spoilers that you don't want to know.
Yes. I kicked him out before I asked her anything.
Smart, you guys are smart.
But since I'm doing it in 2 pieces, like everything I asked after that, I'm just going to do for the second interview, because it's about this and about other stuff that's past this.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, creepy scene. She grabs the egg. Now, we did last night talk a lot about this, the fact that we came to the conclusion she must have wanted a fertilized egg, right? Because it's got the blood in it.
I don't think it had
blood in it. The egg, like she puts the one back and takes the other one. Like this egg is right, the other one isn't. I kind of like that idea. To me, that makes sense. I don't know it's right, but
I mean, I get that a fertilized egg would have life in it, and she's using it to bring a dead body to life, right? The life. Yeah. If there's a fertilized egg, God, did you ever raise eggs in your class in school? Like in my class in school, we had a bunch of eggs that we raised to be chicks, but our teacher had us crack one open every 2 or 3 days so we could see how the little spot develops into a little, Jamie's not gonna like this, but a developing fetus of a chicken and whatever.
Oh yeah, we did that too.
And you can see how life progresses through that egg, right? So I get the idea that she could be using the life in this egg too. There's a life inside this egg, right?
Yeah, I don't know why else she would sniff it and put one back and take another one, unless I do like this was to do with the other scene. I do like Anything for Freedom's comment about I feel like Jade is the architect of the town and got trapped his own creation. I have kind of liked that idea that maybe this is like his escape room or his the whole thing is that I like that idea. I don't know that I want it to happen, but I have thought of that before and think it's interesting. I do also want to bring up, it says entity sacrificing a fertilized egg to bring a monster to life, mirroring what happened in the OG ritual, killing the kids to get the monsters. That is astute assessment. I like that, Fletcher.
You're encouraging them. Come on.
No, I like that he's right. It does parallel that. Whether there's a reason it parallels it, I don't know, but it does parallel that. Sophia is fascinating for me to watch the effects she adds to everything good acting. I think so too. I love how she goes from like innocent person to creepy ass man in yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, I not love this character, and I don't as AJ and I said earlier, we felt like she was like, what is she going to do something? And then she finally did something these last couple of episodes. We're setting aside how the show is being written. I do think this actress is doing a super creepy performance.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, she's doing a great job. And Karen, as I mentioned before, since you weren't here for the interview, and I know Jamie doesn't have it up yet, but she said in the interview that there was nothing scripted for the incantation whispering thing that she did. So she made it up on the spot, and they went with it. And she
Okay.
said she was afraid it felt dumb. So I was like, I know that was great. I immediately took it as an incantation. So
Yeah, but although at this point we're talking about with Sarah, not this specific.
yeah, I
scene.
mean, well, yeah, the initial one with Sarah.
Wait,
Jason
did we sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, that was it.
Sophia using a fertilized egg to bring back life to Roger kind of confirms for me it was the entity who tricked them into doing the ritual, killing the kids during monster life. I do think it was him who tricked the kids, but I don't know that I consider. You say bring Roger back to life. I still don't think that was Roger. We'll get to that when we get.
Want to talk about that when that happens, but
yeah,
I get it. Like she's sacrificing a nascent life with this egg, right? I mean, it's only like a tiny little embryo or whatever, but I see the similarity there for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry.
But
wait, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident.
I know you didn't. Jason said, "Did someone see Sophia creepily take the egg?"
I don't think so.
I don't think anybody saw her.
Assumed she was picking the right egg to go eat. I don't know if they did.
Not unless in the next episode somebody goes, "Hey, does anybody know why Sophia took that egg?"
Yeah. Or do you notice the egg that's on top of that's all over Roger's body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Notice that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think she's Alyssa said. Alyssa says, I think she's a good actor, but the character's a bit of a hit or miss for me. I kind of agree. Sophia to me is not a great villain. She's not really that interesting. She walks around AJ called her a lurker. She's a lurker, and she has very limited reaction. Her affect is pretty flat. She shows zero emotion of any kind. Like she's a bit of a miss she's not. To me, she's only scary because I know that she's the man in yellow. Would she be scary if we didn't have that lead in? I don't know.
She'd definitely still be creepy, I think.
She'd be creepy, but she might just be a creepy religious weirdo. But no, I mean, she couldn't be because we've seen her do these things to people, but she's a bit of a miss for me. She's not as compelling as Man in Yellow. I love the work. Fletch says, I love the work Julia Doyle has been doing with Sophia character. Her eyes are mental. She does have crazy eyes.
Talks about using her eyes. Yeah. I don't know. I get like they maybe could do more with her writing wise, I think, but I think she's doing a good job with what she's given. So
I mean, they just haven't given her a lot to do. That's the whole thing right now. It's not anything against her or any of that. It's just where the story is for the character, because she can't be seen doing a lot of stuff. I'm just glad that they have her physically doing stuff now as opposed to just being lurky, because that was boring.
Fletcher compares her to Sarah in this comment. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Sarah's good though. We hope. I mean, I think.
Anyway, she takes her egg and she goes off to perform her evil spell.
Yeah, I just want to bring this up. Says I would have rather had Doug as a feeble man that arrives in a town doing all the things. Man and Yell could have had an old lady he hitchhikes with, and everyone would feel bad for the man and Yell. But the thing is he couldn't. That's the kind of the whole point. He couldn't use his identity
because Victor has seen him, and Victor might recognize him.
Right. So that's the reason they didn't do that. But yes, Doug is awesome. We all agree with that. But they couldn't have done that. He couldn't have done that. Okay, now here is the scene.
Oh, I love this scene.
Elgin. I do too. I mean, look, Julie's a little brat, but at least she realizes it.
I don't think she's a brat in this scene.
No, I think what she says when she's like, the part at the end where she's like, oh, so, God's test was for you to get mutilated. Like, she's getting a little snippy.
She's 17.
She is. That's a good point. I just think, I think she was a little harsh. But it's a good scene. I agree that it's a good scene. But yeah, the point of this scene is, her saying that her mother believing what she believes scares her because every time somebody feels like they have a purpose, then they discover the truth. Someone ends up dead. And he says there has to be a truth to the town. This place throws so many lies at you that when the truth is looking back at your face, you don't believe it, said Elgin in the scene before Henry gets the world hallucination hint. That is part of the next scene.
Oh, that's not that's not in this scene?
It's right after this is the scene with Henry.
Right, that Elgin says that in the scene.
Yes. Oh. Elgin says, well, first, Julie says, why can't the town just be a random cruelty that exists for no reason other than to do what it's doing?
I love that. To me, that was such an important line. I don't know. Did you guys feel that? To me, I felt like I love that because
to me, it was like saying it almost parallels the show, like saying you guys put way too much into it sometimes, and sometimes it's just bad stuff happens. That's kind of how I took it.
I don't think it was written as a message to the fans to not.
No, not necessarily, but I think that it could be paralleling that and intentionally. I don't know, but
there's a lot of cruelty in this world that is just about cruelty. There are cruel people who are just cruel, and some of them are in our government. Some of them are in other countries' governments. Some of them are in your life, right? There's just cruelty, and sometimes cruelty is just cruelty. And like, I get what Julie's saying. Like, there doesn't have to be a reason. There doesn't have to be, also, she's very frustrated that she thought she figured it out and she's wrong. So now she's totally pessimistic, right? Mm-hmm. And Elgin says, as you said, no, there's a truth here. And I agree with Elgin, there's a truth here. The truth could be what Julie says, that this place, and I kind of am inclined to agree. Like, do you get a feeling from the Man in Yellow that this place really does just exist for the Man in Yellow's cruelty? Like, the Man in Yellow enjoys the cruelty, gets a kick out of it, tricked these people into becoming monsters, if that's the theory you espouse, right? Mm-hmm. And that, like, I don't know that I believe that this is a cycle where they have to prove themselves or be better people. They just need to outwit the cruelty. Maybe.
But he does say the place wins by throwing so many lies at you that you don't believe the truth even when it's staring you right in the face, is actually what he says.
So AJ, what are you going to say?
First and foremost, I would have said, hey, Elgin, didn't we find an eye patch when we were goofing off in the basement?
Well, they did. They did, yeah.
I forgot about that.
That would be the first thing I said. But to Fletch's point about the scene with Henry, the real world hallucination, I don't think that's a hint necessarily. I don't think Elgin's wrong. I think that so much shit gets thrown at them when they do have the truth. They don't know it's the truth because there is so much shit that goes around that's not real. I think the Henry stuff is totally not real. I don't see how.
I will say, I don't think the Henry stuff is real either. But that being said, I did have this exact thought watching the episode. I thought, does that mean that that's the truth and we're all denying it? The only reason, again, though, and I've said this before, the only reason I think it isn't true, though, is because the writers have said that. But I feel like I want to go back to the interview and figure out exactly what they said, because I don't know whether they said it's not a dream or whether they said it's really happening. I can't remember the exact wording of what they said, because technically a coma is not a dream. But I think they said, didn't they say something like this is really happening though? Didn't they say something like that?
I think people can dream while they're in a coma.
No. Yeah. But I'm saying when they're saying that's not the answer, I'm saying that technically that is not like dreaming.
Like someone's in a coma dreaming this, yeah.
Right.
Not.
But what I'm saying is I can't remember exactly what the writers said. I thought that they said something like it was all really happening, didn't they? That's why I need to go back to it.
So for this scene that we're talking about, I felt a little bit like Elgin saying, like, you don't believe the truth when it's looking right back at you. I felt like, is this a message to, not that he's giving Julie a message, but what Julie could take from this. So Julie tried story walking once. It didn't work. She's now totally like over it and done. Right. Mm-hmm. And could she learn from this? Like, you don't believe it. Like the truth is looking at your face. You don't believe that story walking is going to work, but maybe it really is. Right. Like,
yeah. Or he could mean about her mother. He could just simply mean about her mother too.
Yeah. Your truth is looking at you. Don't believe it. Yep. It could be true. There's so many truths that Julie could be believing in right now, right? That she's just sort of like, and I get it, like teenagers are a bit like, you know, they want to throw the game pieces back at your face and, you know, not play with you.
All 47 chess pieces.
Yes, yes. I mean, I love the scene partly because, you know, Elgin has been so underutilized and such an introvert from the start and not really like having any friends or except Kimono Lady. And for him and Julie to have this moment where she's like, how's your eye? Oops, I mean, and he's like, no, it's fine. Like it was kind of a, you know.
Yeah, they're similar ages.
Of course, she doesn't know nobody knows what he did, right? So nobody knows that he kidnapped Fat unless he can have a monster baby.
Yeah. And he won't tell her, so we'll never know. Someone says it's naive to think this crazy town happened for no rhyme or reason. How do you explain when the bottle trees work by music? Julie doesn't know that though, I don't think. Is my somewhat answer to that. I mean, I don't know about is it naive or not.
I think that's directed at me, that I'm naive to think this town happened for no rhyme or reason.
I thought he meant Julie, but I guess it could be either. But Julie definitely doesn't know that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it could be either or. Like I tend to think there's a reason, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's not no rhyme or reason. The rhyme or reason is the cruelty and the torture. A person who gets off on an entity that gets off on. I mean, I guess I don't know. I might be putting too much on this show to consider it like saying something about cruelty. This show is great and has a lot of things to say, but I don't know that that's where it's going. That it's a lesson or a treatise on cruelty. So I might be overdoing that. Yeah. Anyway, it was a great scene. I love, these two young actors together were pretty good.
Yeah. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then we do go immediately to Henry. Yes, that is a good point, Fletcher. None of us know. We're just fucking around and making our own choices of what we think, and nobody knows. Well, except for them. The Jays know. We don't. At least we hope they know. So anyway, yes, Victor is talking to Jade at the bar, upset again about what he said. Jade starts to say that he shouldn't drink so much, and then he starts hallucinating, seeing whatever you want to call it. It's not a hospital, but you know what I mean.
It's a vision that he's in a hospital bed, and people are like, Henry, are you
in a hospital bed? But it doesn't look like a hospital. It looks more like a care home or a hospice or something. It's not a hospital. I don't
really. You don't think that looks like a hospital? I think it could be a hospital. You think that because that lamp is throwing you?
No, not the lamp. It doesn't really look like a hospital. I mean, it could be. I'm just saying, to me, it doesn't.
Are you saying they could have moved a hospice bed into Henry's
right?
House?
Yes, yeah, okay. Yes. I mean, look, my grandmother had a hospital bed in our house. No, I didn't mean it that way. I just meant I don't think.
I'll give you that. That does look like someone's converted their living room to accommodate a hospital bed,
or like a care home, something. It doesn't look.
Yeah, it looks like maybe his own house where they've moved the bed in or something. I'll give you that. Yes, thank you for. Yeah. You're right.
It's hard to tell. It could be, like I said, it could be like a care home for when they can't take care of somebody.
It could be, but I don't think Medicare pays for a room that big. So I think it's his house.
Well, maybe they have to pay for this care home.
I think it's his house.
It might be. Although most people don't have tile like that in their house. That kind of looks like.
I've been to a place like that, but recently that could be whatever. Anyway, whatever.
Yes. We're
What's important here is that he's having this idea that he's in this bed and his son Victor, like he's having this alternate vision of what it could be, what could be happening. I think it's fake. Do you think it's fake? AJ, Jamie, you think this is
absolutely fake?
Yeah, I think it's fake, but I mostly think it's fake because of what the writers have said. I don't know that I would have if they hadn't said that, but I also think Sophia did it. So I guess there's that makes me think it's fake too.
I don't think it has to convince him. It has to convince him he's been in a coma for 40 years if Victor is like that. I don't know about that. It's just a little flash, and he just sees his son. And look, I sometimes have a dream where years pass in a dream. Like dreams are whack, right? You could have a dream where like your entire college goes by, or like years go by in a dream in a flash.
Right? Weird in a dream.
Yeah.
I read this story, and this was a news story. It was supposed to be true, that this girl that was in a coma for, I don't remember how long, months or a year or something, that she dreamt that she was married and had a family and had kids, and like really grieved it after, because she believed it was so real. Because so time definitely passes different if you're now. I know we're not saying this is necessarily a coma. I'm just telling a story. Because I'd read about that and I thought it was really interesting. So yeah, it happens, I don't know.
Couple things here before they scroll by. Kimberly says, I think it would have made it more compelling if Eloise and Miranda was in that scene. For sure. Can you imagine? Yeah. Except that we haven't seen a grown Eloise, but we would have recognized Miranda for sure. That would have been amazing. Very compelling, yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, we only saw like maybe 30 seconds of the scene, though, so I don't know.
Yes. No, but Jamie, I'm not assuming they're off screen because they weren't shown, right? But
okay, that's fair. But yes, I agree with this. I think it would have been awesome.
Also, Jamie, AJ, Karen, if Sophia didn't spike Henry's drink, how would you view this vision? Interesting.
I think I would still feel the same way about it.
I think I would still think it's not real, but I would look at it differently.
I think I would not. I don't think it's alternate universes because I don't want to be watching that show. Like, I don't think it's alternate universes. I don't think that's the show we're watching. I don't think if they suddenly made an alternate universe, I'd be kind of annoyed that it was an alternate timeline.
But could this be the real timeline, the real universe? I mean, maybe this is
like, could it be a pocket universe? They've driven into a pocket universe. Yes. And that could be but it's so, I think if they hadn't spiked the drink, how would I view this vision? I think I would view it the same way as a vision, as the town.
I agree.
Because she said to him, do you ever think it's only a dream? Yeah. If she'd never said that, I'd view it differently. It's not the spiking of the drink. Maybe it's her saying, did you ever think this was all a dream? Is really what makes it, I think.
That's a good point. But that's why I said I still think I would think it was fake. I just feel like I might look at it a bit differently. I don't know.
It doesn't look 2022, that room, right? No, it doesn't. It looks older, but Henry could just have.
Henry's old house was older too. Remember, I mean, we had this discussion before.
I feel like Henry maybe hasn't been interested in decorating ever since his wife disappeared, right? Like, and he's got some great chairs in that room. Fletcher seems to think it's real. Fletch keeps posting when she.
No, I think Fletch is like needling.
So what's your ending? What would keep you pleased? It's all about me being pleased, really. I haven't thought through the ending. I haven't put an ending in my mind of where this should go. I'm willing to be on the journey and I'm not trying to find the ending right now. But alternate universe, I watch so many alternate universe shows that I just don't want it. Like, I've got like 3 on my plate right now, right? Like, I don't know that alternate universes is. I think this show has something more original in store for us than an alternate universe.
Yeah,
I agree.
Let's see. MGM says, I would still think it was unreal because I know Abby's theory was wrong and the writer said it's not a dream coma and I'm out there in Abby. I lost what I was going to put up. Oh, Fletcher said, though, Henry probably wouldn't have had the vision without the blood, though.
Fair.
That is, I don't think he would have, but he could have. But yes, I definitely think she pushed it, enhanced it, whatever. Karen's happy, the world's happy. There you go.
That's right.
Yep. All right. So I like that we got to see this version of Victor, this adult version of Victor. I mean, whether it's real or not, it was
It looks
cool.
almost the same, except with
His hair is combed.
No highlights in his hair.
Yeah, no highlights in his hair. No, I think he's put together. I think he looks a lot different. I mean, his face is the same, granted, but I think he looks a lot different the way they did it. So,
all right,
yeah.
hold on.
Anyway,
I just have to address Fletch real quick. Why would the showrunner spoil the ending plot, though? Because if they are lying and it really all is a dream, people are going to hate them afterwards, and they're going to get nothing but hate mail. They're not going to do that to themselves.
Yeah, so they just wouldn't answer it one way or the other.
Yeah.
If it was, I agree with that. I think, but I don't know. Maybe they're idiots. Who knows? No,
I mean, It's All a Dream was ruined by Dallas. Ruined It's a Dream forever, right?
Yeah,
like,
can't do that.
Like it's probably not. And
it's been done to death since Dallas.
It has.
I mean, we talked earlier about the whole Buffy thing where it was a demon, venom or whatever. But it's been like
St. Elsewhere ended in a snow globe.
Look, I like Henry. I like Henry having this vision. I like the way it's messing with Henry, and he's going to become more agitated and more unpredictable. And I think it's a great part of the story. I just don't know that it's endgame. I love it. I think it's great that Henry's seeing this stuff. He's very unstable. He's going to get worse. It's great.
Yes, he's definitely going to get worse, I think, from this. But Jade starts snapping his fingers and woke him up. And now he's like, what's going on? I did like that Jade's like, is it something in his drink? He does sniff it and look. So, all right. So then we have Sarah. So we finally get to see Sarah, which is nice. And Boy, she tells Boyd that she wants to help. She wants to be the one to attack the monster. He's like, no, you've done enough, but that I'll need you later when we go down into the tunnels. So just to be standing by the door. So I'm taking it, since he said that, now that I think about it, considering he told Sarah to be standing by the door, he probably told everybody to be standing by the doors. And that would also be why Sophia wouldn't do that, even if he didn't tell Sophia specifically.
He definitely did. And he says, before Kenny runs out, he says, I spoke to everybody. They're all waiting behind their doors.
Okay, I missed that.
If he talked to everybody, it would take the entire show.
Yeah. No. But I'm saying, like, even if he didn't tell it to Sophia in that conversation that before that we were talking about, like, if he said that to everybody in the town, then yeah, she knew either way.
Guys,
the monsters.
It doesn't matter. WoW has figured it all out. Maybe they're all poor in the real world and they saw an ad for human testing on nightmares and they were all put under, and in a clinical test it went south, and now all their nightmares have merged. I like it.
I like it, but it kind of reminds me of Falling Water, and I know you guys hate that. So Falling Water, sorry.
Falling Water was not good.
I liked that show. I thought it was cool.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yep. But I tend to like the twisty mysteries, no matter what, if they're twisty mysteries like that. So,
hey, this is a good point.
I like puzzle box.
Sarah painted Sophia's room, and Sophia hasn't been home to see it.
Yeah, poor Sarah.
Happened off screen.
Maybe. All right.
To be fair, that was like yesterday, and she spent the night at Colony House. So.
Yeah. All right, so here's the creepy ass scene where she brings Roger to life or whatever. Does the incantation,
reanimates him or whatever? Yeah.
See, there's the blood. I thought that was his blood, but I do think that was from the egg.
All right. No. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because in the watch party there was extended conversation about this. I think his shirt already had blood on it, and the moisture of the egg made it get redder.
Does it matter?
Yes, people in the watch party we went on and on about this spell.
It was a fertilized egg. Well, I think the idea is if it was a fertilized egg, the blood makes sense.
No, a fertilized egg has a teeny little speck of a thing in it. Right?
Well, a further along fertilized egg.
Also, if you have ever had backyard eggs, they're way more orange than your yellow grocery store egg. Like the yolk is so orange. I thought that shot was clearly the yolk with a little. Yes, I agree it was fertilized. I just don't think all that blood came out of that egg.
All of it.
I think the blood was on his shirt, and it became a little more prominent when the egg went on it.
Yeah. The other thing though is that like anything for freedom, saying bad prop person. There's also the idea you have to remember too, which could be the answer to this. It could be this simple. You're right that there wouldn't be that much blood, but there's also the idea that like they're putting it for on camera, and like if there was a teeny tiny little speck of blood, you wouldn't see it. It's kind of like Boyd's wife's humongous ring. Like it's clearly she would probably not have a ring like that.
You see all this yolk on his shirt. At any rate, AJ's right. It's not important. What's important is that she goes in his ear and says, "It's time to play," like the creepy creeper that she is, right? And that she sees this all as a game for her entertainment, right? That's what's important here.
Yes.
Now, what we need to talk about now, though, is, and there's a lot of, I know, comments with this.
There's many comments in the chat, yes.
I think, wait, I'm unchecking some of these we talked about.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I don't know where the hell it was. But I think that, oh, okay, wait, here it is. MGM said, to reiterate my early point, Sophia brought him back to life as himself for a hot minute. It was only
we're going to see that in a minute we're going to see that in the next scene when he comes back to life.
Okay. Well, I consider this she's bringing him to life at this point, but okay.
Well, when he actually wakes up in Colony House, there's a lot of right.
Okay. When she does her incantation sitting up on the bed upstairs, he goes full on rage mode ragdoll monster. She does do two different pieces. That is true because she does do the incantation later. But yeah, I wanted to. Still want to wait to talk about this. Okay. I'm just waiting to talk about
what got a picture of him actually waking, right? You got a photo of him actually waking up, and we're going to see that, right? I do love the way they shot this with like the stitching around his, like he's been turned into it. The dolls have turned him into a doll. I assume it was the dolls who sewed him into a doll, right? Like
they said they found him like that the next morning.
As I said in the chat the other day, I can't believe that they can sew with their giant Cabbage Patch hands, but they did. They sewed like buttons onto his eyes and they sewed his mouth shut in a very creepy doll fashion, which makes me wonder those dolls that are in the lake, like we think they were that we saw in the flashback, the dolls were thrown into the lake and they came alive, right? But what would happen to Roger if he like
was thrown into the lake?
Yeah, or if he persisted in this state for a while, I don't know.
Maybe he would turn into a complete doll and look like that. Who knows?
But anyway, Sophia, it's interesting to me that Sophia's plan when she learns about this whole like, let's all like go to town and try to test the totems. She's like, oh, you know what? They're making a diversion. Let me do this total opposite. Let me do a terrifying thing up at the house. Like,
why everybody's focused on the other shit going down.
Yep.
I like Wes though says maybe it was the nurse monsters that sewed him up. I like that. I like it. All right. Yeah. We'll talk about him coming to life when we get there then. Okay. Boyd is
ringing the bell. Call back season 1. Love it.
Yep. I do too. Okay. And then we have the conversation about Donna not wanting to stay in bed and Fatima yelling at her. And she's like, would you really want to die now right before we get out of the town is basically what she says. And Donna's like, you're sassy. And she's like, yeah, I gave birth to a monster. People change. I like that.
And her hair is still long in this scene. Look at Fatima's long hair.
What do you mean her hair is still long? Why wouldn't it be long?
Well, her hair is short later, right? Isn't her hair cut later?
I don't know. I didn't notice her hair being cut, but I wasn't really looking at her hair.
But let's go ahead. Let's
I think she had it up later.
Oh,
yeah, she has it back. That's what you're talking about. But yeah, she's like, you got to stay in bed and relax, and yeah. All right. So then Sophia comes to Colony House, and she's like, "Can I stay here?" Now she definitely does know the plan, and it seems to me that everybody would know the plan because she does say, "I don't want to be there with what Boyd's doing in town." That she's scared after that. So,
but that's not why she's there. She's there because she knows Roger's about to wreak havoc.
Well, and she would know. He came to Sarah and was like, "Sarah, I need to be
watch."
She lives with Sarah. Maybe Sarah told her. Like stuff happens off screen, right? She knows the plan. Yeah. She's coming.
Yeah. I do still question why these Totems are here.
Oh my,
but-
Jamie is kind of like, why would they not be
Their
there?
totems were in the shed. Why are they there if they were in the shed? They were all in the shed.
When did we see them in the shed?
Like the last episode when Donna said we brought them all back and they were in the shed and she showed them to Boyd. That's when they were in the shed.
Well, Boyd took it out of Colony House.
Well, Boyd took one out, yes, but did he? Wait, yeah, he did. Okay, so how did they get to Colony House? I'm sorry, this is hanging.
Well, you see, somebody walked them into the house.
But
Jamie,
why?
when they came back from the settlement, they went to Colony House. They brought the.
No, but they were in the shed. I'm not saying you're wrong, but they were in the shed. So at some point, somebody took them from the shed.
Maybe they brought him inside when they had to explain to everybody.
Maybe Donna did.
When they had to explain what happened at the settlement and what's going on with the dolls and everything, they brought him in to show to people. Like, I don't know why. Like, the movement of this piece.
It irritates me. I'm sorry.
I don't know why it interests you so much. To me, I'm like,
it irritates me. I don't know. It just irritated me. It doesn't
matter. Watch. It'll be the whole key to the whole show, and Jamie will be like, "I told you so."
Told you. All right. So that
this is where these
the totems to kill them, they would have had to get the totems from the shed. Yes, but I thought only Boyd was planning to go, so they only needed one totem.
Yes, but he has explained to everybody this is his plan, right? It's not a secret plan.
No. He only needed one, so I assumed he left the rest in the shed. It's not important. I know that I'm getting hung up on something that doesn't matter. It irritates me.
You have been for a few days, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Boyd has talked to Kenny, talked him into. I mean, Ellis has talked to Kenny, talked him into talking his father into not doing it. They're like, it's not safe with your condition. What if your leg gives out? Is what Kenny says. And look, Boyd doesn't want to risk anybody's life, but he finally does realize that they're right when his arms start shaking because he immediately gets like tremors and is like, okay, maybe you're right.
Well, and I feel it's not only like they're like
bringing that out.
Jamie has a point.
Jamie has a point now.
It's not only they're like, oh, Boyd, in your condition, you shouldn't do it, but Boyd is like 50 and Kenny and Ellis are both like 30, right? Or younger. Like, they're certainly younger and in like better shape. They can run faster, right? Can't they just run faster? Regardless of whether it's Parkinson's or not, they are physically faster and a better choice for this role, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. I do have to question this though, because West is right, which is another issue I have. If they were there, like she wanted somebody to die, right? But this time they were sitting in the corner. Like, did she not expect them to try? Maybe she didn't expect them to be smart
No, she
enough.
probably didn't. I wouldn't have, honestly. I wouldn't have expected any of the red shirts to use their brains.
And she rolls the Colony House kind of late. Like, she came kind of late and was like, "Oh, can I stay here?"
Yeah, she got there just they were closing the doors.
Yeah, maybe she didn't realize they were there. Yeah.
Good point. Why didn't? Oh, that's not what I want to say. Somebody's posting in the chat. Why didn't Ellis? That's not what I want to put. Why didn't Ellis go? Like, why did Kenny go and not Ellis? Because Kenny's
Kenny volunteered.
Character. Kenny's a more main character.
Yes.
Kenny's
also,
because Kenny being in danger is more interesting than Ellis being in danger.
Because you want to know, actually think about it. It makes it, I hate to say it this way, but it makes more sense for Kenny because Kenny has nobody that's going to miss him if he dies.
yeah, I was going to say Boyd's not going to let his own son go. I think it's that simple. Like, he's not going to let him risk.
Well, Ellis has Fatima.
Yes.
Kenny's parents are dead. Screw Kenny.
Well, Kenny is the deputy. He is his second.
Yep.
Got a point.
His reasoning was
Boyd would have been cooked if he tried that stunt. High Puck Forge. Yeah. Well, either way, they got it worked out. But I like when Boyd's like, so it's okay if Kenny dies. Like, that's not what he said, but okay. But yeah,
He's saying Kenny's less likely to die.
I mean, from a storytelling standpoint, it definitely was the better way to go because had Boyd been the one that went out there, the scene doesn't play the same way because nobody watching the show thinks Boyd could possibly die. We would have been sitting there going, how does Boyd get out of this? Whereas with Kenny, I'm thinking, I hope he gets out of it, but I don't see how. I can't believe they're killing Kenny.
Yeah.
You bastards.
I know. That's the only reason I think that it would be good if they did, because then you get to say that you killed Kenny, you bastard. They better not. But yeah,
somebody in the watch party commented like, "Oh, he's going to be like Glenn on Walking Dead, where you think he's dead, but he's not." But Walking Dead was much more egregious because they held it over to the next episode, right?
But don't forget the dumpster.
Let's hope not. That's all I got to say. Let's hope not. All right. So Kenny does convince him to let him go, which I do think makes sense.
It's a smart decision.
Yeah. And then we have Sophia, once again, her spell or whatever, bringing this thing to life. Okay. So now let's discuss. Okay, we got to discuss it now. Okay. So there are two sides of this. Some people think it's Roger brought back to life. Other people, myself, think that he was like reanimated. I don't think it was Roger. Yes, at the beginning, he did feel his face like he was human, like, what did they do to me? But he ripped his jaw off. Nobody, I don't care how scared
his jaw was already ripped off by the monster. Yeah. If you take out those stitches, his jaw's going to fall.
Yes. But my point is, a person would not like pull them and continue to rip the rest of your skin off. It would hurt. Like, if you're telling me that if he started to rip those stitches, he wouldn't stop and scream. Like, he would keep ripping his whole jaw.
He was screaming.
He was, but he continued to rip it off.
He woke up from the dead. MG says he was Roger for a hot minute, but second incantation made him go rage monster mode. Interesting. Totally possible. Right?
Yeah.
That actually makes sense to me. We have a lot more comments. So many people have things to say about this.
Yeah, Fletcher says he would try to take the stitches out, not open his jaw. I don't disagree with that, but I just feel like if you had stitches on your jaw and you pulled it, it would hurt. You'd stop.
But you don't know that. You're dead and you wake up and you're
He was trying to talk after he burst through the door. He was trying to talk to to basically like, what the hell's going on here, And Patty's like, what the fuck?
So do you think if nobody had attacked him, he wouldn't have killed him? He was just because that's what a lot of people think that he was.
Oh no! I don't think I think it was a great thing to kill him.
MG says he was originally himself and freaked out because he was sewed up and he pulled the stitches apart. I mean, that's what I thought. Immediately I thought, oh my God, imagine waking up and your eyes and your mouth are sewed shut. That's a total nightmare that many people have. If we talk about this show being like your nightmares come to life, that's definitely a nightmare people have. And we've seen it in a lot of movies in a lot of torture porn and other kinds of movies where your mouth and your eyes are sewed shut, right? That's a thing.
Yeah, although I kind of wonder too, though, with what Wes said, why would he rip his mouth instead of his eyes? Like, when you want to see,
because you need to breathe more than you need to see. Because breathing is a thing.
You can breathe through his nose.
To read my earlier point about Roger, Sophia brought him back as himself for a hot minute. So many people have thoughts about this. I'm on that side that I thought when Roger woke up that he was Roger and he was like,
he had recognition. That's
and his jaw had already been ripped. So if you were to take out those stitches, his jaw would fall, right? His jaw was ripped by the monsters, not by he didn't break his own jaw.
No, I just would think you'd stop, but I don't know. Wait, where'd it go? He woke up. Okay, Fletcher said he woke up as Roger. He was panicking. He went to his colony house to get his friend's Patty to help him. So see, some people think like he wasn't really attacking people. He was just confused. Well, I guess that's
I mean, it was scary. You got dead Roger bursting through the door,
Yeah. I don't know. I thought he was reanimated as opposed to actually being Roger. That was just the way I looked at it. Like something, not necessarily him, but maybe it was him. I don't know. I just thought it more like, why would you keep pulling your face out part? But let's
not forget Roger broke the colony house door, meaning nightmarish creatures are incoming.
He didn't break the door.
He didn't break the door. They closed them. They closed them back up.
Yeah. He opened it and they closed it behind him, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Elgin and some girl.
This one, it wasn't Roger's soul being used and cursed. Then we were talking about possession. right? If it wasn't a soul, then he's possessed. I don't think anything here is about possession, but corruption. No one gets to leave even in death. Yeah, I'll buy that. Yeah, no one gets to leave. And that goes back to what Marielle was saying earlier in the episode, that no one gets to leave.
Yeah, I mean, it's
which makes
I
it
can see
that more.
it. Now that we're talking about it, like I can see it. That's just not the way I saw it. When I first watched it, I took it more that like she reanimated dead flesh, not that it was specifically Roger that was in there.
I feel like it was Roger for a hot minute.
Yeah, maybe at the very beginning, but I definitely think he was attacking them though.
Yeah, I do think that Roger was eventually attacking them, right?
Yeah, I don't think it was just he was trying to talk to Pat. Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of with this theory that he woke up and for a minute he was himself, and then he just like lost his shit.
Yeah, I do like the idea. Yeah, maybe. They could have. I do like though the idea that he wandered on blind and then like that made him into monster mode. So yeah, maybe at the beginning I can buy that.
Like her first incantation brings him back. He comes into the house. He's like, "Help me, help me, help me!" And then her second incantation upstairs turns him into a murderous creature.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely think he was attacking because he pulled that guy down the stairs.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get more of that in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have Kenny who goes outside with the totem. Now we all saw this coming, right? I mean, just as a viewer, I feel like, did anybody really think it was going to kill this thing?
I didn't. No. Right? None of us saw that. But although for a second I was like, not the milkman, but nobody thought it was really going to work. Yeah. And he was obviously faking. He was like, he did a great job of faking. Like, this actor did a good job, I thought, of being like, "Oh, I'm screaming and dying, but I'm faking Kenny out."
Yeah. But I definitely think that I saw it coming, but I still really loved it, whether I seen it coming or not.
Yeah,
it was great. There's the grandma monster. Yeah, all of them are around, and
Kenny's trapped. Right? Kenny is suddenly trapped.
Yes, and he's like, "I'm going to go for the bus."
Now, I thought, I was like, I see him going for the bus, and I was like, oh, shit, there's going to be a monster on the bus. He's going to lock himself in with the monster. And that, obviously not what happened.
Which we saw in the first day the bus arrived.
Now, to be fair, I know.
And it was Smiley then, too.
Yeah. Yep. To be fair, though, Just Me said earlier thinks there's still somebody on the bus, that there's still another monster. And that
when he came back in.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope not.
That's possible. He's still, when this episode ends, he's still on the bus, right?
Yeah, it ends. He
closes the door.
Yeah. All right. So he tries to close the door, but Smiley is there holding it open. And he chases them. And this whole thing Fatima can see.
I hate Smiley so much. God, I hate Smiley. I think I hate his bad plastic surgery. Like, why is he the only one who has cheek implants?
That's his real smile. He doesn't have.
It's not.
He said he doesn't. That they don't use any prosthetics when they do.
Maybe they enhance it in post, because when I've seen him on the screen, he doesn't look quite that. He's got a great smile, but he looks a little extra on the show, right?
I don't know.
Anyway, whatever. Anyway, Kenny goes up on the roof, which is very smart, except he forgets to close the door behind him.
I know. I was yelling at him for that too.
Yeah, but he could have came up through the door either way. I don't know that it matters.
It doesn't lock from the outside, right? It only locks.
I would have stood on it.
Yes, but Kenny was, his life was in danger. He was whatever.
Yeah, I guess if they're not super strong, maybe he could have locked or kept him out. I don't know. But this is when Smiley comes up and he says, I killed your father. He made funny noises. Do you make funny noises too? That was so freaking creepy.
That was a pretty good line.
It was. But Fatima is seeing.
Did you guys think at this moment that Kenny might die?
Oh yeah. I totally thought Kenny was gonna die.
Yeah, I thought
that picture right there. You throw some freckles on him. He's freaking howdy doody.
Yeah,
he kind of is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Kenny might die because, somebody commented earlier, this show is about breaking Boyd. And I think killing Kenny would really go a long way, would really undermine Boyd, right? Would it break him? It would push him really close to the edge. And I thought Kenny might bite it. Also, Kenny's not had a lot to do this season, right?
Right.
His character is not doing a ton this season. So I thought it could be the end for him.
Yeah.
But
he turns into the monster and starts the monster version of him and starts screeching. And Fatima
stops
it. Oh, yes. It's a ponytail. Thank you, everyone who corrected me. It's not.
Yeah, she had her hair pulled back. Right. But she's screaming and is like, stop. And then, here I will start that one too. Okay. And then his teeth and nails retract. That was like such a cool moment, wasn't it though? Like, I mean, they had the whole thing with her like seeing it, but I don't know, like it was cool. I thought that might happen just because of the way they were doing it. Did I think it before, like 30 seconds before this, like before she saw through his eyes? I didn't, but once she saw through his eyes, I kind of wondered. But yeah, it was awesome. It stopped.
Well, but all right, now here's the $1 million question. Did Fatima do it herself, or is it because she built the golem?
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about the golem. I see Kimberly here says, I thought the golem was going to come to life and rescue Kenny. I didn't accept Kenny dying.
Yeah,
I don't think it had anything to do with the golem, personally. I think it's just her connection. But I'm not. A lot of people think it did. So I don't know.
Okay,
what do you?
There's a big jump between giving birth to Smiley and still seeing what he sees and being able to control him.
So I'm not sure that I'm down with any of that. So previously, Fatima said, I'm still connected to that thing. I can feel it. It feels me, and it feels this, and I feel that. It talks a lot about feeling. And this episode, we get something that looks like a point of view. And so do we think that Fatima can now see through his eyes, or was that just the show trying to show us Fatima feeling what he was seeing? Like, does she see it or does she feel it? I think she feels it. I'm not sure that she literally sees through his eyes.
I think she literally sees through his eyes because they changed the camera dynamic.
So you think that whole like shaky, swampy point of view thing is her seeing through his eyes?
Yes.
And so
I kind of like your idea better. Like, I wish they would have went with that. But
I kind of felt like, are they just showing us what she's feeling? But she'd have to say out loud, oh my God, he's,
She did say that she saw the, after Kimono Lady took him as a fetus down to the tunnels, she did say that she saw it happening.
So we think that she can literally see what he sees.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what?
And I just want to respond to Fletcher's question real quick. My point, the reason I ask about, hold on, it moved.
Yeah, that's not
right? There it is. I got it. I hate it when people make another comment before I get the one I want. The reason I'm saying, was it her controlling her, or did it have something to do with the golem? Is because, yes, I know she could feel and see before the golem, but I'm wondering if having the golem has given her the extra power. Because I just feel like it's a big jump from one to the other.
So what it makes me wonder though. Remember how the whole thing about she knew how they sacrificed their children? Maybe like she could see his memories too, like that. Because remember how we said, how does she know that? And they never explained it.
So the golem is a red herring or a throwaway. The golem's a throwaway now, and it's not a thing.
I think so, but I've thought that for a while. So
yeah. So you guys think that she literally sees what Smiley sees?
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't see any reason for the vision of the camera to do that.
I just wondered if they were trying to give POV of her feeling what he feels, and she's like, has an intense like feeling and insight. And I mean, I do think what happens here is that she screams. I don't think she's consciously controlling him. I think when she screams no, it's an intense emotional reaction that causes Smiley to devamp or whatever he's doing there, right? I don't think that she's conscious that she has an ability. Like, could she in the next episode try to hone her skill to control him? Maybe. But I don't think she has any. Does she control him? Yes. Does she have any conscious control? No. Right? I think, I don't know. I just think it's an emotional reaction and not control.
Fletch has the answer. Oh, God damn it, people.
The chat is going crazy. People have thoughts.
Too many.
Did you get it?
All their thoughts.
I got it. It's
just mirroring Will Byers. No. God, Fletcher's going to push.
Think about it. It really was very similar to that scene when Will takes control of the Demogorgons.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Fletcher, are you here just to push my buttons? Oh my God.
But it does make me wonder, because we did say at the beginning of the season, how the hell did she know about the sacrifices and stuff? It makes me think maybe she saw his memories. I like that idea.
I like Smiley. Petty says Smiley stopped because raised her fear level and he felt it. I like that. I like the idea that it's more about a feel and an emotion and that connection she talks about.
And I don't know where it went, so I'm just going to say what I read before. Fletch also said that, because we were going back and forth about the whole golem thing, she said that the golem gives her strength, so maybe that's why she has these. Her initial feeling has enhanced into this.
Maybe.
Fandom was building the golem for her own emotional strength. It helped. If it helped, it's helping her on a mental level, not to be.
May said something similar.
Yeah.
Be strong. Yeah. So it could be even just not directly, and more of like it boosted her maybe. I do want to, though. I know you put this up before and then taking it down. That is a good question, though. If they kill Smiley, is she connected enough that she'd die? But then again, he'd come back again. So what would be the point of that? Yeah. But yes, I agree. I do think that it isn't control.
It's a huge moment in the show at any rate, right? Like this moment where she's able to. I saw you put that fear is what makes us heroes.
I
mean, was that fear? Yes, fear of Kenny dying, but she had this incredible emotion. I mean, I felt like the strong emotion is a part of that, right?
Yeah.
Her emotional reaction. Actually, it's a situation where, we've been told throughout the show that, not throughout the show, but the idea that fears and nightmares are being manifested against them. And if you feel like Fatima had fear of Kenny dying, this is one of the rarest. This is a fear being strength.
Yeah.
West had said, I suspect later down the road, Smiley's existence, once taken over by Fatima, will get trapped in the golem as Fatima controls Smiley's body. Maybe.
Interesting,
yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know that I see Fatima getting a lot of control over Smiley, because I just don't see Fatima as being a big hero of the show, but I could be wrong, right? You never know who's going to become to be the big weapon, the big hero, the big whatever.
Yeah. I like Doc Rocksteady said Smiley will be popping Viger next episode. Just doesn't happen again. Doing something. Fletcher said maybe he can map the tunnels.
MGM said it too, and I think I saw it.
I still kept mixing up Dieter and Fletcher because they both say Fromaholic. I wonder if sometimes we've clicked on Dieter and called him Fletcher.
MG also thinks it wasn't just her feeling him being excited. It seemed like she saw exactly what was going on and reacted to that. So MG is on the side of like Fatima seeing through his eyes, having a vision.
Yeah.
We're going to see what happens with that. Yeah.
I do like this too. Fletcher said the same thing. One of my said that she can now see what Smiley sees and she can use it to properly map the tunnels.
Maybe. I mean, here's an alternate, like, doesn't make sense, Petty. If Fatima can see through him, he can also see through her. And that's how they knew about the plan and why he waited in the bus for Kenny. it was Kenny's only available spot. So this is positing that
it wasn't Sophia, it was him.
If Fatima can see through Smiley and Smiley sees through Fatima, and so Smiley was in the meeting because they saw through Fatima, and then Smiley told Sophia.
They sleep during the day.
There's a bunch of steps there.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, maybe he can see through her, but I don't think that's where they got the information.
I think the reason he wasn't in front of the door of the bus, I think he was purposely waiting for Kenny to go on the bus, and because then he has nowhere to go.
It would make
Here's
sense.
another one. Fatima was able to see through Smiley's eyes when he was about to kill Kenny. I mean, Yellow can probably see through people's eyes too. Interesting idea.
Then there's I don't know if I buy that one, because then there's really no reason for Sophia to talk to anybody.
What do you think about this idea? Because this is what I question. We don't know for sure exactly what has happened before. Like, has this happened before that one of the monsters died and came back in this way? I don't know. It could be. I kind of wondered, is it possible that because she birthed him, like he's becoming more human or something? I don't know. That was kind of where my thoughts went as I watched this.
I don't know. Probably not. But
I feel like I'm not sure I ever saw. Like Fatima said, I can feel him and he can feel me. I don't know that she ever said see. I know she said feel.
Well, hopefully if she did see or she did feel, she'll tell the whole group next week.
I feel like
we've given enough information to the group. We got to keep some more secrets.
No, but I just mean then we'll know, right?
I feel like seeing one way or the other is a little too much superpower and shouldn't be available to them.
It might have just been a feeling thing until this episode, because the golem gave her strength.
Where her feeling became so strong that she could see because it was such a strong reaction.
Well, because the golem gives her strength.
The golem gives her strength, and also like maybe Smiley doesn't have an emotional reaction so much as she does, right?
Yeah.
But the golem,
Fletcher says that Fatima
Smiley doesn't have a golem
for her last week. Did she say specifically see?
I do not recall that. It doesn't mean that Fletcher could be wrong. I just don't recall her saying this, so I could see through her. I thought one of the important things that she said last week, I wasn't here last week. One of the important things that she said in last week's episode, where she talks about her father told her a lot of stories from many different faith traditions. And, she found it comforting and she found it scary or whatever. And I thought it was really important that Fatima has this multicultural, multi-faith tradition, like, background. I thought it's one thing that lets her go from a golem to this to that and just be. I think it might be important. I don't know why, but I just feel like that's something I should remember going forward.
Yeah, maybe. But yes, Fletcher, you're right. But felt her fear, not that. I don't think said see.
She's only ever said she felt it. She's never said she actually saw through his eyes.
Yeah, I think she said that. But either way, I love when Kenny throws him off the roof, though. It totally reminds me.
That's great. And then he jumps through and I had to watch it a second time to make sure he closed the lid behind the lid. He closed the lid behind him, right?
But I guess like just me said, I guess there could have been another one that snuck on there. I find out.
You never know.
Yeah, but why would I mean it's possible, just me, but I would think it would have. I mean, I guess for shock value, wait until he closes the door and then. But I would think they would have been waiting for him on the bus.
You know why it's possible, AJ? Because we all saw The Walking Dead when we thought Glenn rolled under the dumpster. Like, could there be a monster next week? Maybe. I hope not.
I hope not, simply because I don't like. Then Kenny has to escape again, or do we get the first psych out and then he actually dies in the next? I don't. I don't like when shows do that.
I agree.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here they all creeping around. So here's our little friend Elgin, and
then Elgin wakes up, and this is when
there she is. There's the lurker. This is here's Roger.
Yeah. Now, did Roger just try to get help from Patty? I don't know.
He was trying to talk. It didn't make any sense, but he was trying to talk.
He was trying to talk, but he grabbed the guy and ripped him down the stairs.
Yes, he did. Maybe he was grabbing. Maybe he ripped him down the stairs to say, "Help me." We don't know.
Maybe AJ, are you saying he's lost his
mouth is open now?
He has no communication skills. He's dead.
How's he? Look at his jaw. How's he gonna talk?
I know.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Well, AJ, do you think he was always Roger come to light? Like he was never like he wakes up and he's Roger and he's like, holy shit, what's happening to me? And he's always Roger? Or do you think he turned a little bit with the second incantation?
I think he's confused and lashing out.
He's confused.
Blind. And yeah, I think he's definitely he's more Roger than just monster.
Which AJ, I think, is so. I'm sorry, do you hear that fire into the house? AJ, I kind of love and hate what you just said because it's so much. It's so sad. It's such a more sad and depressed. It's so a much more cruel for Sophia to bring him back that way as a human who is struggling that way, right? It's much. Your interpretation is much worse, and I like it.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely trying to communicate with Patty, and then he got stabbed because he didn't actually kill anybody. He drugged the guy down the stairs. Like, think about it. He burst in, drugged the guy down the stairs, turned to Patty, said, she said, "What the fuck is going on?" Elgin stabs him, and that's a wrap.
The idea that you would wake up with your eyes in your mouth sewed shut, you try to open it, you realize your jaw is like ripped off, and then you try to seek help, and it's actually kind of worse to be brought back that way. I don't know that Sophia's goal. MG Jamie, you put up. He couldn't just pantomime. Wait, no, it's me, Roger. Rather than running at people and dragging people down the stairs. I get it.
No, not in that crazy state.
Oh.
My mouth is so shut. My eyes are so. I got buttons on my eyes.
He was simply reanimated like a chicken and can still run around without its head.
Yeah.
That's more what I thought. The more I talk to you guys, I'm questioning what I thought, but that was what I originally thought.
I love
if I didn't see clear communication attempt, I would probably agree that he was just running rampant.
I don't know. I'm going by him pulling the guy down the stairs, but I have to ask, where did the pointy teeth come from? Please explain that to me, because that I don't understand at all.
Are they pointy, really?
To me, they look like
what's pointy
things. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Look, you guys.
Broken.
He's got they're like spikes or something.
They're like broken. Remember don't forget, Mittens pulled his fucking mouth apart.
Mittens
probably broke some teeth doing it.
To me, they look like spiky things. I guess they could be the stitches.
What I love about this is that it's open to so much interpretation from people who think he was maybe Roger at some point, or all of it, or like.
Seriously,
and I do think.
Sorry, go ahead.
I can say I do think that's not Sophia's role. Like, I don't think Sophia wants to torture Roger. She wants to torture the living people in Colony House, right? So the cruelty against Roger is not the point. Either way, it's terrible. But her goal is to terrify Colony House.
Yes. I see a comment we missed. It's about the. I didn't see this. The Fletcher said the monsters were covering the door. That's why Kenny froze for a minute. He talked about it yesterday in the live stream. He wasn't frozen. He was scanning his possibilities. I did not see that.
Oh, that means when Kenny first runs out.
That makes perfect sense to me. I didn't really think he froze. I kind of took it as he was like, "Oh shit, where can I go?"
Well, we had a conversation because Boyd says, "Don't, just run right away," and like he stabs him and then stands there. He did seem to.
Yeah, he stood there because he was like, "Oh shit, where do I go?" Because all my exits are covered.
Yeah, but he did stand there for a pretty long time watching the guy stand up and be like, "Oh, I'm faking." Like if he had just folded right away, it would have worked better, I feel like.
All right, so this is pretty much the end of the episode. We only get one more shot, I think, which is
well, no, we have Elgin.
Elgin. So what do you guys think about Elgin being the guy who picks that up and kills him?
I think Elgin was smart.
Elgin was standing there. That's why they brought him in the house, just in case.
Yeah, I also do you think it's part of like Elgin had previously been like, oh, Kimono Lady is good, and now he's like Elgin is like. I'm not saying that it represents a total change of his plan, but he recognizes that like
There
this
was
is not
danger.
this is not at all what his experience was previously, right? And now there's a reanimated
Avenger Elgin.
Cabbage Patch guy coming in.
Yeah.
We also have Patty's what the fuck. I love that. She's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we're all thinking, right? All this shit
Excellent ending. Excellent ending to the episode.
And then Sophia smirking. Yeah.
Smirky.
I want to. There are quite a few comments, so we didn't go to about the scene. Why did Sophia sleep in Colony House?
So she could watch the carnage.
Yeah, I think she wanted to watch. I agree.
So here's the thing. She wanted to watch, but did Sophia expect more carnage at Colony House than in town? Like, did she know Kenny? I guess Kenny being killed or not killed was less interesting than the terror that would happen.
One person.
Yeah.
One person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I wanted to pull this up though. It seems that when she comes in, we hear the door close, then it cuts to her. So it seems like the door was open still and she closed it behind herself. I don't know about that or not, but Roger did open the door. Roger did not break the door. Roger opened the door because he's human. He can come in without the talismans. It doesn't matter.
But that goes to the question of whether talismans affect Sophia, and I think they don't.
No, she's touched them, so I don't see how they could.
I don't think they do.
Oh, but yeah, she was already in the room and they let her in. So that's, that really doesn't, I feel like doesn't really answer that one way or another. But Elgin and this other woman shut the door after Roger came in. If Roger's mission from Sophia was to attack the Colony House, what was the purpose of even opening the jaw? Wouldn't he just go straight for the Colony House?
That goes to the point that maybe there was a little part of Roger that woke up, right?
Yeah.
Also, there's the wait.
We're both doing it. I'm not touching. Go ahead. Sorry.
Also, the question of why didn't he wake up until sometime after the first incantation, unless maybe it didn't activate until dusk. Like the monsters only come out at night. I mean, that's a good point, right? Like she does the incantation, she does the spell on him, but he doesn't wake up right away.
Well, I assumed he woke up when she did the second incantation. He was just trying to find, because he had to find his way from the shed to Colony House, right? And he can't see. Yeah. So that was what I
can't see.
Yeah. Okay. Fletcher was talking about the door being broken, but the door isn't broken. Okay.
They should have used Roger to kill a lot more NPC characters. I think Roger's only killed one person.
I don't think he killed anybody.
I don't think he killed
anybody. He didn't kill anybody.
He didn't kill anybody.
Pulled the guy down the stairs, didn't kill him.
I mean, I agree. More people need to die. More death, please.
Oh.
Kill Ethan.
I think Roger returns to Sophia, brought him back literally, and he panicked when he understood he was in that state. We already talked about that. Sorry. I'm trying to scan through them and read them at the same time.
Here's one I want. Can I put one?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Wester says, I just want to know in what way Sophia told the cave people the plan. In person, telepathically. If in person she was just coming back from that when she arrived at Colony House, I want to know. That's a good point. Like, how did Smiley and the gang, the night gang, know to guard every house and do all this whole business, right? Did Sophia actually be like, let me run in the woods and talk to them? Did she telepathically? Like, how does that happen? I think she can maybe telepathically talk to them, control them. I don't know.
I think it's kind of like how she can make Sarah hear voices. I think she can talk to, hey, Smiley, tell the gang.
Guard the doors. Yeah.
I see. MGM agreed about my pointy teeth.
Oh, wait. That's not it. No, that was a mistake. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying MGM said about that he did have pointy teeth. I thought it looked like he did.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have very well had pointy teeth. They probably got broken when he had his jaw ripped off originally.
Could be, or they could have been the stitches, I guess. I don't know. To me, they look like teeth. Yeah, She in candidate's colony house the second time. Seemed all planned out. If they didn't close the door in time or didn't stab Roger, that would have been another place closed off to Kenny. That's true. He could have ran a colony house. But yeah, I'm guessing the second time brought him to life, and then it was just he was stumbling from the shed to there. It took him a little bit. Where is Clara? Don't know. Hive mind, like the monsters know everyone's names. It could be. There is some kind of telepathy or something going on. I don't know. Yeah, I think we got the main ones now. Yeah, I don't know. This episode was just so good, but I definitely did think Kenny was a goner. I really did. I was like, at least they,
you know what's funny? Actually, at one point I thought he's gonna jump off the. He's not gonna let them take him alive, so he's gonna jump off the bus. And then I was like, wait, that's not gonna kill him. He might break a leg.
I know, that was the second thought.
It's not high enough to kill him.
Yeah, no, that was exactly what I thought after. I'm like, oh no, but that would be worse. And then it made me think of what Victor said about the guy that jumped off the roof. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Although the bus isn't as high, but yeah, that could be too bad.
All right, so you guys, this was episode what, Jamie? 7. There are 3 more left. Predictions? Predictions? AJ, you first. Predictions.
I don't have any predictions.
That's fair.
I just watch it every week.
I don't have any either because I don't really know what's going to happen, and yeah. We got a couple in the chat. Westeros says, I think the dolls will arrive. Jamie, I didn't ask you because I know you've seen it, right?
No, yeah, I know.
I think the dolls will arrive in the beginning of the next episode to get Kenny. Ooh, those dolls. I don't love the dolls. I wasn't.
That's a pretty long walk for those dolls.
I don't like the doll. The dolls are not my favorite nightmare in this town. The dolls to me are a little dopey.
Which reminds me, I asked Liz Saunders why the dolls, after they killed the one, were like and turned around and walked away, and why they let them go. And she said because they weren't attacking them anymore, and and the dolls saw, oh shit, they can kill us, and that's why they left.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
I don't think we're gonna see the dolls again unless we go back to the.
Yeah, I don't think we are either.
Unless we go back to get some more food at night.
Just Me says, I really think a monster is going to be inside the bus. Yeah. Possible. Yeah. Scary. Westeros says, 2 dolls still exist. They will rock the bus and someone will come out to kill the dolls and that character will meet their demise to save Kenny.
It sounds really complicated though, but I could maybe see that happening.
Yeah.
But if they can only come out at night, they've got to walk all the way from the settlement to town. That just seems like a little.
Can the dolls come out during daylight?
We don't know.
If they can, why didn't they?
Okay, fair.
Okay.
And one more comment from Fletch. If that was Roger and not a monster, did Elgin just kill an innocent person? Maybe that's the test that Sophia had for him.
Yeah, somebody said maybe wanted to see if somebody was willing to kill somebody.
Why does it have to be a test of anything and not just carnage? Like, this is her favorite part.
And to me, that's not being willing to kill somebody. If Elgin thought he was killing a monster, then that's not killing a person. Like, to be willingly killing a person is.
And he was already dead. Yeah. So therefore, you can't kill somebody that's already dead.
Petty, I also hate the dolls. I hate the dolls. The dolls to me are not a good. I don't love them as part of the season. I think they're kind of like, they look so Cabbage Patch to me, and they were kind of.
I thought they were creepy, but some people think they're creepy. People don't.
I'm over the dolls.
I'm over it now, but I did think they were creepy.
I not a prediction, but I need some story walking.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I like though Sophia couldn't foresee Fatima negatively affecting Smiley. It should have been a loss for the group. She's not going to like things not going her way. Yeah, I doubt they expected that. That's for sure. I mean, Smiley definitely looked confused. Like, what? What's happening? I like the look on his face.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Hold on. I got one.
Go ahead.
Hey, Fletch. Dude, how about think about this? Think from a from perspective. You know, that people's nightmares are coming to life. Stop saying this and it won't happen.
I mean, I feel like we saw Sophia take a single tooth and then we saw some teeth. I think it's more like a trophy from a serial killer, and I don't know that we'll see that many again. I think it was just about creepiness, not about real story. To me,
I think it might have been. I think
Fletch, you got too many questions. Randall's still at the door trying to figure out how to open it.
Yeah. All right, you guys. So
it was a lot of teeth, Fletcher. It was a lot of teeth.
Now that we've reviewed it, you guys, do you still give it your same rating? I still give it an 8.
I give it maybe even above an 8.
Right.
But like I said, at some point very soon, probably this week, we're going to have Jamie McGuire on, Smiley. So you can ask him about this episode.
And Jamie, will that be live or will that be pre-recorded?
As far as I know, it will be live again. So, yeah. But, yeah, we got to set up a time. Yeah,
I know people love. That's going to be great. People love. He's so great with the chat. He's excellent.
He seems to enjoy it, and they enjoyed it. So yeah, we'll get to talk to him. So make sure you guys, if you're not a member of Discord, make sure you do join so you can find out when he's coming when we post about it.
And you've posted Discord on your YouTube and whatever, yes, right?
It is pinned. But yeah, that way you'll know when we're going to do it. Because I will post it in there right away. So make sure you guys join if you're not a member. And please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel and hype stuff if you can. I know we have more people live than people who have liked the video yet. So you haven't all clicked like. I'm trying to see.
All right. Well, that's cool. Everybody like and subscribe. And Jamie, we have a lot of new people, I think, with us tonight. So let's run down the schedule for the week.
Yes. Tomorrow we have Fandom Access where we're going to be reviewing Widow's Bay and Spider Noir part of it. I haven't watched yet. And the second half of
we're going to have we have Widow's
Bay. You know, I got it right in front of me here, Jamie. Tomorrow night, come one, come all, we are jammed fucking packed tomorrow. We've got Widow's Bay episode 8, The Vampire Lestat episode 1. The second half of the Burrows, three episodes of Spider Noir. Karen and I are going to give our overall wrap up of For All Mankind since we haven't talked about it the last 4 episodes, and we're going to talk about the first 3 episodes of Star City. That enough for everybody?
Yeah, it's going to be long.
If you like a show, come join us. If you like one show,
even if you don't like it, come join us.
Yes, come join us. And yes, Lestat is out.
Yes,
it is on.
Yes, it came out Sunday, same day as From.
Yes. Well, we were all watching From, so but yeah, come watch that. That is Tuesday night, and then when we're done with the live stream, which is probably going to be late since we're talking about so many things, we will have a Widow's Bay watch party if you guys want to see it in Discord. And then actually Thursday let me see the date. Hold on, I gotta look at the date. Thursday we may not have Widow's Bay. I believe I have to double check with her, but because I thought she was gone the 14th. I'm pretty sure that this is the Thursday that Scarlett's going to be gone. So if she is, we're just going to hold off and do 2 next week rather than doing it while she's not here. So there may not be a Widow's Bay. Again, check Discord and you can know the updates. But we do have our, From Deep Dive on Sunday nights and obviously the review on Monday. And we have From watch parties at Saturday night at midnight and Sunday at 9 Eastern. So yeah, that's
if any of you guys don't have From on your TV or whatever, Jamie's hosting a watch party every Saturday night at 12:01 p.m. a.m.
Yeah, as soon as it drops. So technically Saturday night. Yeah. we watch.
Right.
So please join us. But yeah, and like I said, the interview with Scott McCord and Robert Joy should be out tomorrow.
You play
Joy, who plays Scott who plays Victor and Henry, and then the interview with Julia Doyle who plays Sophia should be out not that long after. I'm thinking
so psyched to watch
will be done with the North.
I can't wait to watch them. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be fun. But yes, I just have to have time to sit down and finish editing it. That's what is next on my agenda.
Right.
But those are out, and if you are a member of YouTube Survivor or higher level, you'll get to see it a little bit earlier. So that's incentive for that.
Join us. Become a member. See it early. Do it.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody, and yeah, just keep tuning to Discord and for our schedule, and we'll be having our celebration episode at some point soon. We'll also probably do an episode for my birthday. I'll do something, or we might combine it. We haven't decided yet. So
yeah.
Yes, Jeannie's birthday is coming. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to SciFi Vision. Also check out scifivision.com for all of the interviews. And yeah, share the live stream. It's always a good thing. Thank you, Peter.
And hello, yes. Wait.
I know you clicked it right when I did. Sorry, go ahead.
That's not what I'm gonna. So I was gonna click. Fletch was asking, Lestat is out. Yes, Lestat is out. Oh my God, episode 1 of Lestat is out. Please join us to on Fandom Access as we cover the show, because it is just as good as you think it can be.
Maybe even better. That was such a great episode.
Yeah,
so join us for all that. Join us, everyone, for every show. All right, gang. Yeah. Thanks.
And if you have questions for Pega, who plays Fatima, send them to me in Discord. And also for the production designer of Spider Noir.
Yeah,
that's on Wednesday. All right. Good night.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Night, all.
Night. Good night, Jason. Good night.